The sun has risen over 63 Sun Bowls in El Paso, Texas, and today in number 64, the sun also rises and shines on the Big Ten's Iowa Hawkeyes and the Pac-10's 16th-ranked Arizona State Sun Devils. The Hawkeyes' senior running back, Tavian Banks, set school single-season rushing records for yards and touchdowns en route to winning the Big Ten rushing title. Senior Tim Dwight, meanwhile, is all everything for Iowa, the first Hawkeye ever to gain over 1,000 career yards in 3 categories: receiving, kickoff returns, and punt returns. Arizona State's quarterback will be casting a long shadow in the Texas sun today. 6'8" junior Steve Campbell makes the first start of his college career today, replacing the injured Ryan Keeley. On the other side, linebacker Pat Tillman led ASU in tackles this fall, and he was named the Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year. It's Iowa and Arizona State next. Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the College Football Today pregame show. I'm Jim Nance, and we are in Miami, our bowl post for the next few days to anchor all of CBS Sports Bowl coverage, beginning with the Northwest Sun Bowl coming up next and culminating with the FedEx Orange Bowl between Tennessee and Nebraska right here on Friday night. I'm along with my partners, Craig James and Lou Holtz. Happy New Year to you both.
Happy New Year.
And, you know, he has a bowl theory sometimes of how we find out who wins these bowl games. Tell us about it, Coach.
Well, I always felt this. Number one, your quarterback has to play an outstanding game in the bowl game. And number two, if you ended up the season looking very, very impressive, you had to guard against a letdown because your team had a tendency to relax. For example, Michigan State was so impressive against Penn State in their last game, played poorly in the bowl game. On the other hand, if you didn't play well in your last game of the year, such as Washington, you really have something to prove, and you'll usually be very, very dominating in that last game.
Yeah, one thing that I've learned so far in the bowl season is that I was wrong as a college football fan. The Pac-10 is a lot better than college football fans out there, and that I realize. I mean, these guys have started out 3-0. Arizona, Washington, Oregon looking very strong. They've set the table, and the stage is right there for their big boy champion Washington State team to go on and beat Michigan in the Rose Bowl, to pay it all off and let everybody know how good the Pac-10 is, and then hopefully get Tennessee to beat Nebraska, and maybe one of those guys can be the national champions.
Pac-10 already 3-0. You got a funny feeling about Washington State, don't you?
I like them. I like them a lot.
Maybe you didn't listen to what I said. The quarterback's going to play outstanding, and Arizona State lost their great quarterback.
All right, now let's set the CBS Bowl lineup right now. Of course, starting with the Sun Bowl in just a few moments. But tonight at 7 Eastern, 9th-ranked Kansas State takes on number 14 Syracuse in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. The Southwestern Bell Cotton Bowl Classic gets underway tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern, featuring 5th-ranked UCLA against number 20 Texas A&M. And then on Friday night, the 3rd-ranked Tennessee Volunteers meet number 2 Nebraska right here in the FedEx Orange Bowl. Our coverage begins at 8 Eastern. Here in Miami, they're putting the finishing touches on the field. Both teams will work out today at local universities, but the big story still revolves around the condition of Peyton Manning. There was concern earlier in the week with Manning's ability to play with his knee injury, which he banged up in the SEC championship game almost 4 weeks ago. On December the 15th, Manning entered a Knoxville, Tennessee hospital for about a week for treatment of a ruptured bursa sac in his right knee.
I feel better than I did on Saturday when I started practice. I feel like it can get better every single day. Hopefully on Friday, it'll feel better. Whether it's 100%, we don't know at this point.
While Manning is expected to play, his counterpart on Nebraska, Scott Frost, knows what the Tennessee quarterback is experiencing.
I think it's going to be tough on him. I had that same injury last year. I don't think it was as bad as Peyton's, but mine bothered me. And in fact, on the last touchdown drive of our game last year in the Orange Bowl, mine blew up again, and it got real big. And the thing he's really going to have to be careful of is if he lands on his knee or something, it's very possible that thing could swell back up. And, you know, we hope he can stay healthy and play the game.
The Cornhuskers have their own injury concern. Fullback Joel Makovica is trying to work out a hamstring strain, but he feels it will take more than that to sideline him from the FedEx Orange Bowl.
What would it take for me to miss this game? It would take me not being able to walk out on the field.
Meanwhile, for Nebraska, the focus has been on its legendary coach, Tom Osborne, making his farewell appearance.
There's a lot of people playing their last game. A lot of the players are seniors, and some of them will never play again. So that happens to everybody sooner or later. And my main focus, my main concern has been playing well in this particular game on this particular night. And really haven't thought much beyond that. And that's the honest truth.
With this being Osborne's last game, does it work as a distraction or a benefit for the Cornhuskers?
Normally it's a tremendous distraction, but talking to Frankie Solich, the new coach, the staff's going to remain intact. They'll continue to do the things they've always done at Nebraska, which is to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And the players, the football team, these guys aren't out talking about T.O.'s last football game. They're talking about winning a national championship. They know they've got to go out and run, block, kick, pass, protect, everything else. They've got to win the game. That's what they want. They'd love to win for Tom Osborne, but more importantly, they want to win for themselves.
All right, let's talk about the quarterback situation in the game we're about to see. Matt Sherman, we've just been notified, will start. He hasn't played since the injury October the 18th against Michigan. What about this one, Lou?
Well, he's back, and they welcome him back. You know, when you have a running back like Tavian Banks, a great receiver like Tim Dwight, and you only put approximately 220 yards total offense against Ohio State and Michigan, there's something wrong. They missed Matt Sherman. They welcome back today.
Tavian Banks is a strong runner. He'll bring that Big Ten mentality to the ball game to run the football, but I guarantee you there's another Big Ten mentality coming from a running standpoint, and I think that Arizona State's going to be okay. Michael Martin and J.R. Redmond. Michael Martin's a big play guy. He can run the football. As long as he doesn't turn it over, he's going to give his offense a chance. The defense can win the game for Arizona State. And then J.R. Redmond. Redmond's a big play guy. First team, all Pac-10, all-purpose yardage guy. He will be successful. Both of these guys combined for over 1,700 yards rushing. They are big slasher runners, which is just what you do in the Big Ten, so they'll be prepared for Iowa.
Well, you were talking about the Big Ten. A victory last night for the Big Ten in the Alamo Bowl as Purdue and Joe Tiller closed out just a fabulous season with a win over Oklahoma State. Tiller in his first year after coming over from Wyoming beats Bob Simmons and the Cowboys 33-20. The Cowboys down 10 in the third quarter, tried to come back. Fobbs with this run cut it to a field goal, but then we started to see that diversity that Tiller can give you with the Boilermakers.
Yeah, on first down. I mean, it's up 23-13 with this play here, a reverse. Vinny Sutherland. But what this does is it says Joe Tiller can go recruit. If you're a Big Ten smouse-mouth guy, you may go to Michigan. But if you're a finesse kind of offensive guy, you want to go to Purdue with Joe Tiller.
How about Billy Dickens this year, the quarterback, Lou?
Tremendous year. Last time I saw Billy Dickens, he was playing defensive back for Purdue when I coached against him. But here he hit Chris Daniels on a 69-yard touchdown pass, the longest in Alamo Bowl history.
It was Purdue's first bowl since being in the Peach Bowl 13 years ago today, and they win last night by 13. We'll be here throughout the day and night. Coming up next, the Norwest Sun Bowl. After this message, enjoy the games right here on CBS.
CBS Sports College Football Today is sponsored by MasterCard. There are some things in life money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Sponsorship of the Sun Bowl is one of the many commitments Norwest makes to the communities we serve. And this year, we are proud to announce that through the Norwest Housing Foundation, Norwest Mortgage will make a substantial donation to Habitat for Humanity. Norwest Mortgage is the nation's leading provider of home mortgages, and through this gift, all of us are pleased to help make the dream of home ownership possible. On behalf of the Norwest family, Happy New Year.
I know just about every garage in town. I guess I ought to know them all. More professionals use Napa parts than any other. It's because they can't afford to put in the same part twice. Just look at the signs. When did you see anything but we install Napa parts? Dan here liked us so much he became a Napa Auto Care Center. Yep, everybody loves Napa. Of course, some say it's the hat. I think it's my good looks.
We keep America running.
There's a word we use for athletes who win with hard work and dedication. Champions. And there's a word we use for athletes who use steroids or any other drug to get an edge. Cheaters.
If you or someone you know needs help or information concerning drug abuse, call this toll-free number, 1-800-662-HELP. This message provided by the NCAA.
It's a great pleasure for us to bring you the Norwest Sun Bowl in beautiful El Paso, Texas. The Norwest Sun Bowl has a great tradition, and Norwest is proud to be part of it. From all of us at Norwest, enjoy the game.
For Arizona State, 1997 was supposed to be a mediocre season after a wildly successful 1996.
Plummer's going to run. Plummer's on the 10. Plummer's on the 5. He scores! He scores!
The Sun Devils came within an eyelash of a national championship, but Ohio State ended the '96 dream with a late touchdown. This year, ASU's aggressive defense has helped coach Bruce Snyder to a bowl game again. Iowa head coach Hayden Fry is in his 17th bowl game over a 35-year career. Hawkeye running back Tavian Banks is one of the best in the country. And triple threat All-American Tim Dwight has speed to burn.
The middle. He's at the 25-20. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Touchdown, Iowa!
It's a Pac-10 Big Ten rivalry in the Sun Bowl. The Hawkeyes and the Sun Devils on CBS. For some, it was a tequila sunrise in El Paso, Texas, where football fans have been celebrating New Year's all week long in festivities leading to today's Northwest Sun Bowl game. For the players involved, it's been fun too. But now they have their game faces on as kickoff time approaches. We're at the Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas, for a Pac-10 Big Ten rivalry. The Iowa Hawkeyes at 7-4, Arizona State Sun Devils at 8-3, and here come the Devils. Coming from nearby Arizona, the Devils will have more of the fans, but the Hawkeyes have brought some of theirs too. And here comes Iowa. Tim Ryan here at Sun Bowl Stadium in El Paso. We've got two outstanding teams here. They had a few setbacks during the year, but the consensus is this should be quite a matchup here this afternoon, Arizona State and Iowa. Now, the last time Arizona State was here was back in 1941. In fact, the year before, they played a scoreless tie against Catholic U, no longer a football power. The Iowa Hawkeyes were here 2 years ago and scored a 38-18 victory over Washington, yet another Pac-10 rival. I am joined this afternoon by our analyst, Dave Logan. And Dave, I know you're getting ready to go to Tampa Bay for the Bucks in Green Bay, but today it's college football in the Sun Bowl game, and Iowa well known, obviously, all these years for defense, but boy, do they have some explosive performers.
We are going to see a lot of fireworks from both teams this afternoon. Tim, you talked about Iowa, the 1-2 punch of Tavian Banks and Tim Dwight, perhaps the best in the country. Now, when you look at Banks and what he has done this season, one of the better runners in all of college football. Take a look at the numbers. Over 1,600 yards, 1,679, 19 touchdowns on the season. And what's so impressive about the 1,679 is that he got 1,000 and just 125 carries, better than anyone in the history of the game. When they want to go into the air, it's the Tim Dwight. He's a fierce competitor, loves to play the game, and as you mentioned, he has speed to burn, running a 4.3.
Iowa has a great running back. Arizona State has three very good ones.
They've got, you talk about a 1-2-3 knockout punch. That's Arizona State. Now, they try and get the job done, first of all, with Michael Martin. When we talked to Bruce Fry yesterday, Bruce Snyder, he said that Michael Martin is my Joe Frazier. He'll pound the defense, wear him out. When I want to knock him out, it's J.R. Redmond. He's my Tommy Hitman Hearns. But if that doesn't get the job done, there's Marlon Farlow. He's quicker than the other two. He could be my welterweight. And you look at a guy like him, all three are going to have a great game to take some of the pressure off of Steve Campbell, who's going to get his first start for the injured Ryan Keeley.
That's right. Well, now Iowa's had quarterback problems as well. We'll hear more on that from our reporter, Scott Lasky. But Scott has shown us that he has definitely got his game face on. A couple of nights ago at one of the Sun Bowl parties over in Juarez across the border, he actually got out there and did this. El Matador, Ole Scott. Let's get a medical report from Scott, see how he survived.
Tim, I'll tell you what, I don't know about your health coverage, but I'm not covered for bullfighting, so fortunately everything was okay. Now, big story coming out of Iowa camp this week regarding the quarterback situation was game time decision. The decision, senior quarterback Matt Sherman will start over Randy Reiners. You see now, he was out with a dislocated right thumb, Sherman was, but he told me he's feeling fine, even gave me a thumbs up. with the bad thumb, so good news for Iowa. Although Coach Hayden Fry did tell us that you might even see Reiners and Scott Mullen by the end of today. As for ASU, Steve Campbell making his first career start, 6'8", 240 pounds with a cannon for an arm. ASU head coach Bruce Snyder did tell us the good news about the arm, the ball comes in fast. The bad news, the ball comes in fast. Will he have the touch? We're going to find out. Tim, back to you.
All right, Scott. Steve Campbell, his first start, and he's starting in a bowl game on national television, but he is a junior from Corona, California, says he's not nervous at all. He's looking forward to this. First meeting ever between Arizona State and Iowa. Hayden Fry and Bruce Snyder are old friends and old friendly rivals, but this is the first time they met as head coaches against each other. Chad Johnson will be kicking it off for Iowa, as Arizona State will have the ball first on a brilliant sunny afternoon. Cool temperatures and a little breeze blowing, and it's through the end zone. The Devils will start first down from the 20-yard line. Steve Campbell, at 6'8", 240 pounds, a junior, getting his opportunity because of the knee injury suffered in the final game of the season, the loss to Arizona by the Sun Devils. Ryan Keeley, the brilliant freshman who came in this season, surprised everybody by playing a lot like Jake Plummer. But it's Campbell's opportunity here today. On first down, they give it to Mike Martin. There's your Joe Frazier type. Number 29, banging it straight ahead. Picking up about 5, maybe 6 on the play. 2nd and 4 for Arizona State.
This is what Arizona wants to do. Start the game on the inside, Tim. Take some of the pressure off of Campbell, but they're going to always test the interior, the defense of Iowa. See what kind of alignment they're going to bring.
2nd and 4, Sun Devils. Again, they go to the run. Off tackle right for Martin. Picks up another 3 or 4. He'll be short of the first down, depending on the spot. Looks like he might wind up with a generous spot here. Could have the first down yardage. Yes, it is. So Martin picks up the first down for Arizona State. They're now at their 30-yard line.
Now, what Arizona State is going to try and do is lull Iowa to sleep. Remember, they've got some gadgetry in their arsenal. I look for Coach Snyder to come out early and run some kind of flea flicker, some kind of reverse.
Slot formation to the left. Give it to Martin again. And Martin met at the line of scrimmage this time and buried. Got maybe a half a yard. Defensively for the Iowa Hawkeyes across the front, they use a 5-man front. The 2 outside players there are essentially rushing linebackers. Jason House, number 28 on the left side, 19 Jeff Kramer on the right side. And then the 3 big down guys, Jared DeVries, Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten. Aaron Klein on the nose, number 90, and number 55, John LaFleur. The linebackers are Hughes and Clark. And a very tough secondary. 2nd down and 9. Campbell's first throwing attempt. Runs out of time, and he is dropped after a gain of about 2 by John LaFleur. LaFleur made the tackle on Campbell, looking to pass for the first time in the game. Elected to hold on.
Well, that's what they have to do against a guy like Campbell. 6'8", test his mobility, see whether or not he can move out of the pocket, change direction. If you start bringing some guys from the corner, and Iowa likes to do that, you move them around early, you may have some early success.
It'll be 3rd down and 6. Arizona State, and a flag down as they approach the ball. The referee is Ken Flaherty. The officials are from the Western Athletic Conference, and we have our first flag of the day, just as the Sun Devils were coming up to the ball.
Dead ball. Snap infraction. Offense. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
An illegal procedure call against the Arizona State Sun Devils. Backs it up. Make it 3rd and 11 as Bruce Snyder looking on, saying what was that all about? Something to that effect. Ryan Forth has come in. Jackson and Mitchell, the wide receivers. And they go straight ahead again with Jeff Polk, the fullback, on the draw. And that'll bring up 4th down.
But if you notice, Tim, they already go with Campbell and try and line him up in the shotgun. Give him some extra time. Try and give him a better look. Remember, he hasn't had any starts this year, so they're trying to help him in every way they can by putting him in the shotgun.
In the punt is Marcus Williams. All Pac-10 punter. Ball comes down at the 25 and takes a Devil's bounce inside the 20 to the 17-yard line of Iowa. And the Hawkeyes will have the ball for the first time after a 46-yard punt by Marcus Williams. We'll be right back. Scoreless, first quarter.
Introducing Buick Celebration 98. An exciting celebration of Buick's world-class power, comfort, and style. Now through January 5th, get 0.98% APR GMAC financing, which can give you up to $2,100 average finance savings and make no monthly payments for 98 days on every 98 Buick. Drive a Buick and save during Buick Celebration 98. But hurry, this celebration ends January 5th.
When Olga Maslova wants to phone her husband, she gives new meaning to the words long-distance call. He works in a space station.
Before you call or you fax or you internet, you need this, and this.
It's a job for Siemens. We're experts in voice, data, video, all kinds of communications, anywhere on Earth. So why not above the Earth as well?
So for this, or this.
We're Siemens.
We can do that.
Your leg bone connects to your knee bone. Your knee bone connects to your thigh bone. Thigh bone connects to your hip bone.
Now you can start off on the right foot every day. Tropicana Pure Premium with calcium. It's a better source of calcium. And a delicious way to help build strong bones. Tropicana Pure Premium with calcium.
CBS Sports presentation of the Norwest Sun Bowl is sponsored by Norwest. Norwest to the nth degree. Buick and your local dealers. And by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
We're back in El Paso, and of course right on the border of Mexico, the big city of Juarez, right across the Rio Grande. First down, Iowa, their first possession offensively here in the Sun Bowl game. We're early in the first quarter. And that is Tavian Banks, 1,639 yards of rushing this year. Led the Big Ten, obviously, and Matt Sherman is the starter at quarterback. He wanted this badly. The 6'3", 210-pounder missed the last 5 games of the regular season. Injured in the loss to Michigan. A dislocated thumb that turned out to have a small fracture in it, and he's been recuperating from that, determined to play in his last game as an Iowa Hawkeye, and Hayden Fry has given him the start. 2nd and 8. Banks going the left side. Gets out near the 25-yard line. I believe 3rd and a long 3, close to 4. 11:01 to go here in the first period. Tim Ryan with Dave Logan, Scott Lasky at the Sun Bowl in El Paso, the 4th oldest bowl game in the United States. Younger only than the Rose, the Orange, and the Sugar. Great tradition here, and the 30th year that CBS has been bringing you folks the Sun Bowl action from El Paso. 3rd down and 4, Hawkeyes. Sherman backs up his tight end, and that's going to cost him. 81, the tight end, Chris Knipper, not in the position that Sherman wanted him in for the play.
Delayed game, offense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
By the time Sherman got him sorted out, Dave, they used up the clock.
And I guarantee you both coaches really aren't happy with the offensive movement early in the game. Now, keep in mind, we're well beyond the midpoint range. This is late in the season. This is a bonus game. This is something that you should be having fun. These are routine plays. You get up to the line of scrimmage and you get ready to play football.
5-yard loss on the penalty will not make Hayden Fry happy, and it's going to make a 3rd and 9 for Iowa. Gibson comes out, the wide receiver Damon Gibson, and Richard Carter, number 4, comes in, delivering the play. Slot formation right, passing down, 3rd and 9. Sherman's first attempt, and he is going to be sacked inside the 10, close to the 5-yard line. It was Jeremy Stott, the all Pac-10 tackle star, number 92.
All 6'6", 290 pounds of him. You've got to get a piece of him. You got to double team. If you try and go one-on-one with him, you stand no chance. That's what you're seeing right there. You've got to get somebody else to help out. If you don't, he's going to have 5 sacks in the afternoon.
He had 9.5 during the season. Jeremy Stott now punting from the end zone will be Jason Baker. J.R. Redmond waiting for it at midfield. Good kick from Baker. Baker, the freshman, and it takes a big Hawkeye bounce back inside the 20 all the way to the 15-yard line.
Critical mistake by Redmond. Loses it in the sun. Just simply lost it.
76 yards, it turns out, for the Hawkeyes. And there's Redmond. Here's another look at it. You see, he wants to make the catch here, but now he's lost it entirely. So the Sun Devils start from their 15 when we return.
Hello, Northwest. Our pre-approved mortgage? Right. The loan is in your back pocket when you make an offer. You made an offer. It worked. Well, that's terrific. 32, 56, no. Wait a minute, that's my house. But I don't want to move.
Introducing Buick Celebration 98, an exciting celebration of Buick's world-class power, comfort, and style. Now through January 5th, get 0.98% APR GMAC financing, which can give you up to $2,100 average finance savings and make no monthly payments for 98 days on every 98 Buick. Drive a Buick and save during Buick Celebration 98. But hurry, this celebration ends January 5th.
Hope my car gets fixed today.
And my sink. And my furnace. And my lawnmower.
What? You idiot! You're gonna get us caught.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down,
Eddie!
make it a Bud Light.
Here are 7 reasons why the West was wild.
Sorry for the mess.
The Magnificent 7, 2-hour series premiere CBS Saturday.
We're back at the Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas. A 76-yard punt by freshman Jason Baker for Iowa will start the Sun Devils back at their 15-yard line. And no question, Dave, that Redmond lost that in the sun.
No doubt about it. I mean, it was tough out there. You took a look at him. He just lost it in the sun. Couldn't recover.
So from the 15, Steve Campbell with Mike Barton and Jeff Polk, the running backs. Across the front, Marvell Smith, the redshirt freshman, Kyle Murphy, Gray Rugemer, outstanding center, Victor Leyva, and Glenn Gable. Tight end is Kenneth Bates. They give us to Martin. And Jason House makes the tackle, number 28, reading him right at the line of scrimmage. Little, if any, gain on the play.
Nice play by House. You talked about those guys out there, Timmy, being a little small at 6'3", 235, almost like rush in, but did a good job that time closing, going down the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle on Martin.
Got about a half a yard. It'll make it officially 2nd and 9. One setback. 2 wide receivers to the left. Again on the ground. This is Martin. He's got room off left tackle and gets up near the 25. He'll be close to a first down. Gary Cooks, the safety, number 15, came up to get him. Mike Martin, 6'2", 220-pound senior from Dallas, Texas. He's got friends and family over here to watch this game today.
Good job of Mike Martin running between the tackles. Now, he's not the guy that wants to get to the outside. Loves to run on the inside behind his big tackles.
They're going to measure this one. like Martin came up just a little bit short, about 4 inches. It'll leave 3rd down and inches for the Sun Devils. We are scoreless here with 8:15 to go in the first quarter at the Sun Bowl game. Steve Campbell, his first start ever at quarterback for the Sun Devils, the junior from Corona, California, and Matt Sherman returning to action for Iowa. Hayden Fry giving his senior the opportunity despite the bad thumb. Sherman, talking to us the other day, said no pain. In fact, he made a point of shaking hands very convincingly with his passing hand, and Martin dives for the first down. So Arizona State with a first down now at the 26-yard line.
Iowa does a very good job in terms of getting penetration up front. You want your defensive lineman in that kind of situation to get a nice surge, the kind of submarine, because you know Martin has a tendency to want to go up top. If you can stay low, you give your backers an opportunity to meet him head on in the hole.
Check it. 1st and 10, Arizona
Bruce
State.
Snyder says, throw to score, run to win. So far, he's in the win mode here, but there's nothing on the board as yet. Campbell's first pass. And that is complete to Lindsey Jackson, number 83. The junior from Milpitas, California, had 53 catches over the regular season for the Sun Devils.
Take a look at Jackson. He's your go-to guy. Does a nice swim move to get to the outside. Now comes back. Nice little curl underneath. That's a good catch because Campbell has a tendency to gun it in. Doesn't have the touch that he needs at times. He'll make you come up with a lot of difficult catches. But that's a nice grab by Jackson.
Ed Gibson on the coverage. Senior from Davenport, Iowa. This is Martin finding running room. Martin out to the 45-yard line. Another Sun Devil first down.
Take a look at the hole that opens up. Iowa gets caught off guard because Arizona's in the shotgun. They're thinking pass all the way. The snap's a little high, but they come right back to Martin because they're in a pass rush mode. They don't spin out and play defense in terms of protecting the run, and so they get hurt on the inside.
Martin's been carrying the load combined with Redmond and Farlow. 2,177 yards over the regular season. So far it's been Mike Martin doing his Joe Frazier thing, as Coach Bruce Snyder told us. Cooks made the tackle on Martin this time. And a gain of just a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Take a look at how Arizona's in the huddle, back to the line of scrimmage, running the football effectively. They're actually trying to wear Iowa down early. If you get teams like Iowa with a great defense and they're so used to going 3 and out, if you can catch them on maybe a 9-10 play drive, you can ruin them.
Sophomore J.R. Redmond into the ball game now, replacing Martin. And there's a loose ball. Redmond got it on the bounce, and he will be dropped for a loss. But J.R. Redmond, dropping the pitch from Campbell, made a good recovery with a lucky bounce. John LaFleur buried him for the loss.
Before you take off, you have to hold on to the football. See, Redmond's trying to sweep the corner. He loves to take it wide, cut back if he can. If you don't contain it, he'll run the corner on you. That time, took his eye off the football. See, he's trying to get outside as quick as he possibly can to beat that defender and couldn't make it.
Anthony Herron comes in with Matt Bowen, the nickel back for Iowa. 3rd and 12. From the shotgun, Campbell. Campbell under pressure. He'll be sacked. Raj Clark, the linebacker, number 44, first to get there. Clark replaced Vernon Rollins, the starter and linebacker in that position, who was injured earlier in the season, and Clark's done a great job.
Well, Raj Clark from the outside. You have to be able to count these guys. You can't get a big tackle to go out there on a linebacker like that. See him coming from the inside right there. He just simply misses. That's a whiff block on the part of Arizona. Just blew it. Victor Leyva, he's a young kid. He's going to have to do a much better job.
Leyva, the redshirt freshman from Porterville, California. Damon Gibson and Tim Dwight are back. The punt from Williams. Flags are down as the ball bounces inside the 20. A lot of traffic there as the ball came up a little shorter than the receivers were expecting. 46-yard punt for Marcus Williams with the roll, goes inside the 15-yard line, and let's see what the flag will bring. Could have been interference.
That has
with
to
the
be
punt
interference. Didn't give him room at all.
And it is ruled interference against the punting team by referee Ken Flaherty, consulting with his staff.
Interference with opportunity to catch, violation of the 2-yard belt on the kicking team. That's a 5-yard penalty from the spot. First down.
WAC officials call interference. And of course, Bruce Snyder very conscious of the dangerous Tim Dwight.
Buck Rogers Travel Service has served as the official travel management company of the Northwest Sunbowl for the past decade.
It's questionable as to whether or not Holman was actually blocked into the man. I mean, that's what Snyder, as you saw him walk away, that's what he was thinking. My guy was actually blocked into him.
We'll be back at the Sun Bowl in a moment.
Introducing Buick Celebration 98. An exciting celebration of Buick's world-class power, comfort, and style. Now through January 5th, get 0.98% APR GMAC financing, which can give you up to $2,100 average finance savings and make no monthly payments for 98 days on every 98 Buick. Drive a Buick and save during Buick Celebration 98. But hurry, this celebration ends January 5th.
Gentlemen, I'm going to read you your rights. You had the right to be strong, to be healthy, to shine. The right to make your own choices. And when it comes to your hair, you have the right to choose Pantene Pro V. The Pro Vitamin formula gets in there, penetrating root to tip, improving it all. It helps keep your hair healthy, shiny, strong. Pantene Pro V, for hair so healthy, it shines. It's the right stuff.
Ooh, a computer with the Intel Pentium 2 processor. You know it's fast, and you thought it was priced just out of your reach. Gotcha. Until now. The $1999 PC with the Pentium 2 processor from Gateway. Complete with 32 megs of RAM, 17-inch monitor, AGP graphics, and a whole lot more. Call us at 1-800-GATEWAY, and we'll build one for you.
Bring in the new year at the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Kansas State and their daunting defense take on Syracuse and their scoring machine, Donovan McNabb. Tonight on CBS. Just watch.
We are scoreless in the first quarter at the Sun Bowl, 4:37 to go. And the penalty moving the ball up to the 30-yard line. Look at some of the superstars in this game today. Tim Dwight, you'll see him return something before the game's over. Tavian Banks, of course, for Iowa. And here's what the coaches think about how good this matchup is.
And maybe it's just I'm too close to it, but my take on it, that this might be one of the very best football games of the entire bowl season.
We played outstanding football. I've had probably more records broken on offense and defense this year than any team I've had. Arizona State, on the other hand, was the only team to beat Washington State, the team in the Rose Bowl. So I think it's an extremely interesting matchup.
So the coaches feel the same way as a lot of the pundits do, that this could be a dandy before it's over. We're at the 30-yard line, Iowa, first down. First quarter action. Matt Sherman, the quarterback. Play action pass. Takes the heat, gets it downfield. The receiver stumbled. And Courtney Jackson got back to get a hand on it. Damon Gibson fell down as he was open behind the defender. Tillman had the rush on Matt Sherman.
But this is what I think everybody's been waiting to see. Whether or not your quarterback Sherman has velocity on the football. One thing is for certain, he can take a shot. You don't want this to happen to your quarterback. Tillman just unloads. Now take a look. There's your receiver Gibson slipping down, and almost an interception by Arizona State, but you definitely don't want Sherman on the ground in this game.
Second and 10 from the 30-yard line of Iowa. Play action again, and flared out intended for the tight end. Now the fullback, pardon me, Michael Berger, a former tight end, which is why he wears number 85. Berger, the junior from Harlan, Iowa, and that pass from Sherman off the mark. Brings up third down with 10 still to go.
This is another big problem for Iowa this afternoon, one they will have to overcome. You know Sherman's going to be rusty. Hasn't played in 5-6 games because of a thumb injury. How does he come into a game like this and respond? Is his mechanics going to be where they're supposed to be? Take a look now. We've got somebody coming off the field. There's McKinney. They cannot afford to lose this guy. I mean, such a big part of their offensive line. Does a great job for Banks.
Freshman Ben Sobieski, number 65, comes in to replace him. 3rd and 10, Iowa. Sherman straight back this time. Sideliner, and that's complete for a first down. Hawkeyes to Tim Dwight. Pushed out of bounds by Jason Simmons, number 10. But not before he got the first down at the 44-yard line of the Hawkeyes.
They need more of that. Take a look at the concentration and the feet by Dwight. Nice throw by Sherman. Pretty good touch for a guy who hasn't played. But look at Dwight right there. Great concentration, both feet in. Excellent job on the sideline. You only need one.
He's practicing,
but he's getting ready for Sundays.
And he intends to be there despite his small stature at 5'9", 185. Deep down the sideline on first down, intended for Dwight again. That one incomplete, a little overthrown by Sherman. Sherman, talking to us a couple of days ago, said his concern was not the thumb, the pain at all, because he felt that wasn't bothering him. As I said earlier, he wanted to give us a good firm handshake to show. And I would say, wait a minute, should we be squeezing that? And no, it's okay.
Yeah.
What I'm worried about is my accuracy. So that's the last piece of my little puzzle here, dealing with his thumb, is whether I have the kind of control that I normally expect from myself. He is an accurate passer, passed at 54% over the regular season. 2nd and 10. Draw play. Give us to Banks. Banks got running room. Tavian Banks to the 30-yard line of the Sun Devils, and man, does he turn on the accelerator.
You're absolutely right. Vintage Tavian Banks. Great blocking, but this sets it up. You talked about the draw play. You catch Arizona State, who loves the pass defense, into that kind of mode. Now look at Banks. He wants to bounce outside. See the vision right there? If you can't catch him to the corner, you're in trouble because you have no help from the strong safety. Corner now has to come up, and it's tough for him because both corners play tight man-to-man coverage. When Tavian Banks turns the corner, you're in trouble.
That was Mitchell Friedman coming up from the safety spot, trying to make the play on him, but Banks just blew by him. First down, Iowa, 30-yard line of Arizona State. Strong side left. Banks this time tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Got little of any gain, just back to the line of scrimmage for Banks. Jeremy Stott made the tackle. McKinney is back in the lineup at right tackle for Iowa. Sobieski is out.
This is what Iowa wants to do, Tim. This is how they feel they're going to defeat Arizona State this afternoon, the running of Tavian Banks. They want to throw as little as possible, really, in this game because of the defense, the style that Arizona State plays. To be successful, it's going to have to come on the ground.
Jed Dull comes in to make it double tight for Iowa on 2nd and 10. He's number 82. And some early movement, whistles go, and it may have been McKinney who came up a little too early there for Iowa. Let's see what the call is. They're looking at the Hawkeyes.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5 yards, still 2nd down.
Senior Jeremy McKinney, the former defensive lineman, guilty on that one, but they're glad just to have him back out there. He came limping off a couple of plays ago.
Both offenses with tough, gritty, very strange character type offensive linemen. We'll talk more about that as the game goes on, but these guys just do such a great job. They get nicked up, run off to the sidelines, throw a Band-Aid on it, and just come back in.
Second down and 15 now for Iowa. And Sherman changing it up. The receivers trying to get the signal from him. Clock winding down. Sherman gets it off. Runs out of time, moves to his right. He'll not get the pass away, and he goes out of bounds. It'll be a loss on the play. Got to about the 40-yard line where he stepped out. Hamilton Meade on the chase, number 46. Senior from Mingus, Arizona.
One thing Hayden Fry does not want is for him to run out of bounds or throw it away. But take a look at Dwight in the slot. Actually runs into his own man. So you've got some problems right there. Trying to run a pick, see it on the inside, and that's where Sherman had problems trying to run to the outside, finding a player, finding a receiver, but there's confusion in the secondary.
Dwight wound up picking his own man inadvertently, and it was good defensive work by the Sun Devils, creating the traffic jam. McKinney has left the field again limping, and Sobieski back in at right tackle for Iowa. And Sherman stumbles over his own man. and goes down at midfield. So Iowa, all the way down to the 30-yard line of the Sun Devils, winds up back at the 50 where they'll have to punt.
This is so unfortunate. I mean, you play on turf all season long. You come out early, you work on what you have to do. But when you haven't been in the game in the last 5 weeks, your mechanics are off. He talked about his accuracy, but his awareness just does not seem to be there early on in this first quarter.
Looked like he tripped over Banks as he went back to set up to throw. Mason Baker standing at his 35-yard line. Redmond and Boyer are back to receive for the Sun Devils. Trying to angle to the corner. Fair catch signaled at the 18-yard line by J.R. Redmond. And so the Sun Devils, with some defense and some luck, stop the Iowa drive, and they'll have the ball again with 2:06 to go.
A company most people never heard of is changing the way we fight cancer and kidney failure. By inducing the body to produce blood cells, chemotherapy and anemia patients are gaining new strength. Helping to grow blood cells helped Amgen become the world's largest biotech company. Where do you learn about companies with such pioneering spirit? NASDAQ. Shaping the new world of investing.
Introducing Buick Celebration 98. An exciting celebration of Buick's world-class power, comfort, and style. Now through January 5th, get 0.98% APR GMAC financing, which can give you up to $2,100 average finance savings and make no monthly payments for 98 days on every 98 Buick. Drive a Buick and save during Buick Celebration 98. But hurry, this celebration ends January 5th.
El Paso Juarez is the world's largest international community. Nestled between the southernmost tip of the Rocky Mountains and the northernmost tip of Mexico's Sierra Madres, the region is home to 2 million people separated only by the Rio Grande. Site of a centuries-old trade route, the area is rapidly emerging as the true gateway for U.S.-Mexican trade. So come enjoy our unique blending of border culture where 2 countries and 3 states meet. El Paso Juarez, the international experience.
Get ready for a Civil War reenactment.
Your father's a lieutenant?
It's make-believe, Ma. He could be Lincoln.
All new Everybody Loves Raymond, CBS Monday.
There's Hayden Fry, the legendary coach of the Iowa Hawkeyes. This is his 409th football game. That's 4th all time among the great coaches of college football. His 19th year at Iowa with a record of 140 wins, 80 losses, 6 ties, 3 Big Ten titles. Literally a living legend. On first down, Campbell unloads, and it deflects out to Mitchell, and Mitchell makes an alert catch and all the way down to the 40-yard line. Ball went off the hands, I believe, of Jackson. And an alert Kenny Mitchell, the junior, makes the grab. Let's see it again.
Oh, but that's a great catch. I mean, way to be aware, because Iowa now with a double corner blitz starting to put some pressure on Arizona State. Comes off of Bates. Actually, now Mitchell, pretty good open field running. You need to get some guys to converge on him. That's a nice grab.
Kendrick Bates, the tight end, was the intended receiver. And again, a sample of Campbell's strong arm. Bates couldn't bring it in, but Mitchell alertly got the rebound. Jeff Polk, the ball carrier, inside the 40. Got about a yard, maybe 2.
Nice job by Iowa. You try and sneak in a little blast by the fullback and see whether or not those defensive linemen are alert up front, because the penetration has to be so much better because he's the closest runner to you. If you fall asleep, oftentimes you'll see those big guys just rumble on for 6 or 7 yards.
They give Polk a yard, leave 2nd and 9 out of the I formation. Motion behind the ball is Brian Ford. This is Redmond. J.R. Redmond, he's driven back, but he picked up about 3 before he was stopped by the Hawkeyes front.
Nice
nose
job.
tackle Aaron Klein, number 90, meeting him in the hole. Klein with 66 tackles on the season, 44 solos. He's a junior from Appleton, Wisconsin.
You hear so much about Jared DeVries, and deservingly so, but really when you play this 3-4, the 5 down lineman the way they do, that nose man is so important in the interior.
Epinesa, Anthony Herron in the game for Iowa.
And that's what Redmond does so well, the way he changes direction. You see him bounce in, bounce out, testing you at all times. That's vision, Tim. You can't teach that for a great running back. That's just something that he's gifted with.
J.R. Redmond picks up the first down, and they're looking at a face mask call against Iowa, so they'll get some more here. Redmond got to the 25-yard line.
Incidental face mask defense. 5 yards, first down.
Take a look at Matt Hughes trying to bring down Redmond, and sometimes the angle's just not there. You're doing the best you can, and just didn't break down properly. So it's not incidental, and that's why it's just 5 yards.
So the Sun Devils now at the 20-yard line. Deepest penetration by Arizona State, and the Hawkeyes got to the 30 before they were stopped and turned back with a couple of miscues. So the deepest penetration of the game so far. 21 seconds left in the first quarter. Arizona State. Play action. Campbell fires it out to the fullback. Polk gets down to the 10-yard line. This is a team with a lot of nicknames assigned to these players, and you got to like his. It's Jeff Jurassic Polk.
One-on-one responsibility, your linebackers should be there. They do a good job. Take a look at the rumbling of Polk, but good job in the backfield. Nice block. But now look at Polk. Just rumbles on. You got to break down and tackle this guy. An arm tackle sometimes just doesn't get it done. But I love watching those big guys out in the flat.
240-pounder, that junior from Tempe, Arizona. Mike Martin returns to the ball game, and the give is to Polk again, and this time good penetration by the Hawkeyes, tripping him up in the backfield. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. He'll spot the ball at about the 11-yard line. Kramer and House combining. So at the end of the first quarter, the score, Iowa nothing, Arizona State nothing. We'll return to Sun Bowl Stadium after this message and a word from your local station.
I have a lot of fun playing characters that are impulsive and dramatic, because the real me is pretty basic. I'm even a little practical. Like a while back, I noticed I had some flakes. So naturally, I started using Head & Shoulders. Of course, it helps keep the flakes away. And if it leaves my hair looking like this, why mess with a good thing?
Head & Shoulders changes dandruff problems
Into beautiful hair.
Every 10 seconds or so, a stop sign goes up somewhere in America. And every 30 seconds, a traffic light goes up. It's as hard on your car as it is on you. It's stop and go. Stop and go. Stop and go driving. Use Pennzoil. Formulated for today's stop and go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
Meet America's queen of style.
Macaroni and cheese. It's filling. If that were the only criteria for nourishment, there'd be a lot more recipes for dirt.
Style and Substance premieres Monday. For college football action, the address is CBS. Welcome home.
This is Imagine TV.
Look at all this inventory. If we could just think of a big name for a sale, we could get all these clothes out. Close out!
Your Lincoln Mercury dealers closing out the year with 11 big shopping days of 1% APR for 48 months or $2,000 cash back on a 98 Mercury Villager, or get 1.9% APR on a 98 Mountaineer. But hurry, these special offers end January 5th.
What do you think, the red or the blue?
It's a tie. Till next time, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
What if?
What if?
What if I need a physical?
What if we have a kid?
Kid?
What if things change?
What if I need a new heart?
What if I get a nickel stuck up my nose?
What if something happens while we're on vacation?
What if there were a healthcare organization with such innovative solutions to what you might need tomorrow, that all you'd have to do is enjoy today?
What if I spontaneously combust?
What if you didn't have to worry about healthcare? Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona.
Happy holidays from Arizona 5 CBS.
Tim Ryan, Dave Logan, Scott Lasky, and they have sent in a backup quarterback here now. Should be Chad Brown, unless they had Jason Simmons in at quarterback. So Bruce Snyder will mix some things up, including using his cornerback.
Well, that's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Not us by surprise, I got to tell you that. May have been apparent. Got to the 6-yard line, 3rd down and goal for Arizona State, opening the 2nd period here. Simmons again, and he's going to roll out to his left, trying to throw the ball, eludes one sacker and still going. Jason Simmons gets back to the 4-yard line, turned it into a 1-yard gain, escaping 4 Iowa tacklers, one of whom, Jason House, comes limping off.
That's a lot of movement for 1 yard. I tell you, if this is the gimmick we're looking for, I don't know. You go ahead and fake it on the inside. You want to roll out and find a receiver. But now, look, he's got good feet. You got to give him credit. He's still fighting. He's shifty. He's nimble. He's making it happen. One block, and he could walk in.
Raj Clark finally got him. So it's going to be 4th and goal from the 4-yard line.
You know, Tim, I think they want to bring in Simmons to try and get some kind of spark in the football game offensively. Not getting a lot of movement. We've seen some good runs by Martin, but every now and then you have to say, look, guys, we need a boost. We need somebody to get in there and just energize this offense, and I think that's why they brought Jason Simmons in.
Robert Neese will be in to attempt the field goal. Chad Brown is the holder. Brown is the backup quarterback to Steve Campbell, but they came in with the cornerback, Simmons, here early in the 2nd quarter. And Neese, 21-yard attempt is no good. No good. From the hash marks, the angle a little sharp for Neese, and he missed it. We're still scoreless with 13:45 to go in the 1st half.
Hello, honey. Yeah, listen, Norwest wants me to be the leader of a cause. You know, see, people need to plan ahead, invest, you know, do things. See, that's my motto. Do things. It doesn't have much oomph. Well, see, I'm supplying the oomph.
Meet Sean Graham, veteran stuntman. This is how he lives. This is what he drives. What else would he drive? Chevy S10, like a rock.
Get a tough case of athlete's foot, and you're benched. You get that itching, the cracking, the burning. That's when you want a medicine that acts tough. Boom! Tough actin Tinactin. It cures even tough cases of athlete's foot. Get tough actin Tinactin.
He doesn't really talk about his hair, but I know he thinks about it. That's why he uses Pantene Pro V. The Pro Vitamin formula penetrates, improving hair, keeping it looking really healthy, shiny, strong. Pantene Pro V, for hair so healthy it shines.
El Paso's not just singing the same old tune. Now, we've got a whole new verse. Come play with us. We're singing your song, El Paso.
In Brooklyn South, unnecessary roughness is sometimes very necessary.
Let's take him for a ride.
Brooklyn South, CBS Monday.
Back at Sun Bowl Stadium, El Paso, Texas, Arizona State with a chance to go up by 3. Take a look at the kick by Robert Neese. The angle's not the best, but there's nothing wrong with the snap, nothing wrong with the hole. Just kind of pushes it a little bit. There you can see, just misses. Reaction of Hayden Fry. That's it. We're off the hook. Let's go back to work on offense.
So still scoreless here with 13:45 to go in the first half of play. Matt Sherman continues at quarterback. A little movement from the tight end. That's twice that's happened. And this time it was the tackle, pardon me, Chad Deal.
Full start. Offense. 5 yards. Still first down.
Keep an eye on number 67, Chad Deal.
The left part of your screen, take a look at Chad Deal. Just a little bit too anxious. Looked like a trap by the way he was going. Definitely he was pulling, so somebody on the outside was going to get trapped.
First and 15, back at the 15-yard line for the Hawkeyes. And they pitch it to Banks. Banks gets about 4. They'll spot it at the 19-yard line. That'll leave 2nd and 11 for the Hawkeyes. Pat Tillman made the tackle.
Here's Robert Neese saying, yeah, I blew it.
Sharp angle field goal try from 21 yards out. Missed by Neese. And you can see Arizona State has had the ball most of the way, but no points to show for it. Again, and he is caught in the backfield. A diving tackle by Joe Chesta. Linebacker Joe Chesta, the junior from Mission Viejo, California.
When you go up against great running backs, you have to have great penetration, and that's what Chesta does. Take a look right there, uncontested. No one gets a hat on him, doesn't even slow him down. Great read on his part. He's sitting there just eyeing Tavian Banks, shadowing him up and down the field.
Chesta, the backup to Paul Reynolds, comes up with a big play here early in the second quarter. 3rd down and 15. Sherman changes it up again. Rolling right. Sherman, nobody open. He throws it away as he's driven out of bounds by Pat Tillman. Tillman, as usually, a hyperactive performer here today, the senior from San Jose, California. One of the smallest linebackers in college football at 5'11", 206, but the Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year.
This is what Arizona State does so well. Tight coverage on the inside with receivers, man-to-man. They love it. When we talked to Dwight yesterday, he said, you know what? I'm looking forward to the challenges. Look at that battle. Are those receivers and DBs, or is that the interior? Which one?
Jason Baker standing at his goal line. He had a 76-yarder earlier. And that's another good one down to the 35-yard line. J.R. Redmond. Lucky piece of running, gets it back to the 45-yard line. And that's where the Sun Devils will start. A 48-yard punt, a 7-yard return. We're still scoreless.
So Nicodderm CQ's working for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing just fine, cold turkey.
Oh, well, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
Take a break?
Oh, nice one. Come on, you know we quit for New Year's. No, wait, I'm coming.
Jack, no.
Just one cigarette.
No.
Why are you so calm?
Because I got help. CQ, a 24-hour stream of medicine that's always with you, even when you first wake up. Helps calm the cravings, my friend.
All right.
Nicodderm CQ, the power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to help you quit.
When scandal hits the White House, Washington's top spin doctor.
Just got to distract him.
And Hollywood's top producer. Team up.
You want me to produce your war? Not a war. It's a pageant.
To fool the media.
Put the village behind it.
Give me some screaming.
Dustin Hoffman.
What could I do to top this?
Robert De Niro.
War is show business.
Wag the dog.
When it's cooking, it's cooking.
Rated R. Starts Friday in select cities.
Oh, okay, you'll help add spirit to my cause. You know, do things like invest in mutual funds. The Norwest investment people offer hundreds of them. They're a great way to squirrel away some money. Fine. This wouldn't be the first time I've worked without a squirrel, you know.
Get
the story on your favorite players and teams fast. Exclusive columns by top writers. Detailed stats and interviews on the net. CBS.sportsline.com.
Scoreless ball game at the Sun Bowl. You can see Arizona State is dominated in the numbers side. In fact, they got down close enough to attempt a 21-yard field goal, but it was missed from a sharp angle by Robert Neese. Tim Ryan and Dave Logan, Scott Lasky here in the Sun Bowl. And the surprise so far, the sudden appearance of a cornerback, Jason Simmons, at quarterback for Steve Campbell of Arizona State.
Well, you know, he was an option quarterback in high school, and I think right now Coach Snyder is just trying to generate some kind of offensive movement. Both quarterbacks have been rusty in the first period.
Well, now it is Arizona State ball out here at the 45-yard line following the Iowa punt. They so far have stifled Iowa's offense. Campbell from the shotgun. Short pass is dropped by Ricky Boyer, the slot back. Now let's go to our reporter on the sideline, Scott Lasky.
Okay, Tim, I'm here with Ryan Keeley, the freshman quarterback for ASU. Unfortunately, you can't play today. You tear your ACL, the last game of the season versus Arizona. How's the knee feeling?
Knee feels really good. The surgery is successful. Now it's just pretty much up to the doctors and therapists to rehab my knee and see when I can be back.
Okay, now you're the freshman, Campbell's the junior, but you're the one with all the experience. What'd you tell Campbell? How'd you help him for the game?
You know, Campbell knows a lot more about this offense than I do. He's been in the system for, like you said, he's a junior. He's been in for about 4 years. So, you know, there's not much I could tell him. But I just, you know, the biggest thing for me is just to keep him loose and have fun. I think, you know, he gets a little tight every once in a while. But, you know, when he's having fun out there, there's nobody who can beat him.
You're really disappointed, or you're a freshman, you have other bowls down the road?
No, you know, I'm not disappointed. It was a little bit of a shock, but, you know, we're doing fine right now, and hopefully I'll be back for next year.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. Tim?
Okay, Scott Marlin Farlow, the running back now, as they've gone to their third running back in this triumvirate of good runners Arizona State throws at you. And Farlow on 2 consecutive runs picks up the first down, 6 yards and 4 yards. Harry Cooks made the tackle. Now Redmond comes back in. And Brian Ford, the wide receiver, brings in the play. Freshman from Yorba Linda, California. The ball at the 44-yard line now of Iowa. Steve Campbell thrown only 61 career passes coming into this first start ever. And that is Redmond, forced out by Eric Thigpen after picking up about 9 on the play, but a flag down.
If it's against Arizona State, it's so unfortunate because they're now starting to generate some good offensive movement, exchanging the backs very well. You talked about Farlow. He had a couple of nice runs. You come back to Redmond. That's what makes it tough. There's the hold. But that's what makes it tough for a defense, any defense, to have to make adjustments to different backs because the angles are different, the tackling procedures are different. You're trying to bring down a power guy like Martin, then you have to chase a guy like Redmond. Then Farlow comes in, he's got speed and power. It's a heck of an adjustment for any defense to try and deal with. And that's why that's an unfortunate hold.
And it'll back it up now
Holding
to midfield.
Offense, 10 yards from the spot of the hole. Repeat, first down.
1st and 15 for Arizona State. You know, this team has had such a remarkable year after getting all the way to the Rose Bowl last year, and what a great job their staff has done. Dan Cazzetto, their offensive coach, contributing greatly to this team, which has placed 6 players on the All Pac-10 first team. Kyle Murphy, Gray Rugemer, Pat Tillman, Mitchell Friedman, J.R. Redmond, and Marcus Williams. Campbell flares it out. Redmond gets back most of that 15. There's another flag thrown after the ball was ruled dead to the 37-yard line of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Redmond, a good receiver. They'll frequently line him up in the slot. Thigpen and Cooks combined to stop him. Redmond could see some time at cornerback today as well. And the penalty is going to be against the Sun Devils.
Boy, that hurts because, again, another fine play by Arizona. You want to get Arizona State, you want to get the ball in the hands of your best receivers and your best players.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Offense. That's a 15-yard penalty. Lots it down. Expected second down.
Now that's 25 that you go backwards now, Tim, and that's when you start to get into a lot of problems offensively. You're getting out of your rhythm, out of your groove, and it takes time to get back in that. It was good for Arizona State because of Campbell. We talked about him not having any starts. You're finally starting to get some electricity happening offensively, and now the little silly penalties are starting to hurt you.
So it is 2nd and long again. And they stay on the ground. That is Redmond getting to the 45-yard line. Picked up about 7 yards on the play. Kerry Cooks tripped him up there. Cooks, a good-looking strong safety in that excellent Iowa secondary. Cooks joined by Eric Thigpen at the safety positions. Blez Atkins and Ed Gibson, the cornerbacks.
Cooks is a fine, strong safety. That's not the easiest play to make, to come up in the open field, break down and tackle a J.R. Redmond.
3rd and 10 from the 45-yard line for the Arizona State Sun Devils. From the shotgun now, Campbell. He's got 2 wides out to the right. Looking to the short side, throws the sideliner, and that is incomplete. Intended for Lindsey Jackson, number 83. We just talked about that Hawkeye secondary, and again, it's Ed Gibson with the close coverage.
And that's what I like about both defenses. They play good, tight man-to-man coverage. Watch Gibson. He just takes Jackson out of the play. Watch him. Just takes him to the outside. Oftentimes, DBs are taught to defend the inside. Take it away. Now he just drives him out of bounds. That's good, tight man-for-man coverage defense. Doesn't get any better than that.
Gibson took over from Tom Knight, who, after he graduated, went to the Cardinals in the NFL, and Gibson steps in there and gives that same kind of traditional Hawkeye talent to the secondary positions.
Interesting in how both teams have great offenses, and that's the challenge for the defense. But you know these defenses are saying, who has the better defense? ASU's playing against Iowa. Iowa's playing against ASU in terms of defensive guys out there.
Now they're going to call interference against the Hawkeyes. Somewhat late call. Not sure who it's on. They may have called it on Gibson, or he's playing his bump and run a little too aggressively.
Defense. That's a spot foul and an automatic first down.
So presumably Gibson just did his bumping and running a little too far downfield, a little too aggressively. Hayden Fry disagrees. And the officials trying to decide whether or not that ball was a catchable ball inbounds on the play. Campbell, good catch by Jackson. Jackson spins away. Touchdown.
Oh, that is sweet. Wow. Very nice.
30 yards from Campbell to Lindsey Jackson, their leading receiver. 53 catches coming into this game.
You're one-on-one out there in the secondary. It's you and it's me. And if you blink, if you miss, I'm going to take it to the house. Campbell with great touch on the football. That had been a question mark coming in, Tim. What kind of touch he would have on the football. But the elevation by Jackson was superb.
Point after coming. Robert Neese. And so the Sun Devils open the scoring here at the Sun Bowl. 9:41 remaining in the first half. 7-0.
Lindsey Jackson swims inside, breaks back to the corner. Take a look at the elevation right here. And that's with his body twisted. Now look at the moves, the spin. And no one can catch him. Nice move again, back across the field. That's just a sensational catch. And when you don't throw a lot of touchdowns, take a look at Campbell. I'm in the game.
Let's see. It says here you're lazy, highly unmotivated. You have a problem with authority.
Yeah, I've got 2 references that proves that.
Well, the only thing I can say is, you demand. You demand.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Technically, I can't give you a raise yet.
You're right, policy, schmolicy.
My job is to compare products. And it's not often that I'm surprised. So when Head & Shoulders went up against the leading prescription brand, I expected the prescription to be better, but it isn't. A study proves Head & Shoulders is effective against dandruff. I found out there's a microscopic fungus associated with dandruff, and Head & Shoulders helps kill it. Helps stop flakes before they even start. Not even the expensive prescription works better. You may never see flakes again. I don't.
In 1984, two computer scientists envisioned the impossible, a seamless network of computer networks. They invented the router, and Cisco Systems was born. Out of Cisco came internetworking, and now directing millions of messages a day. Their equipment makes the internet possible. Cisco will be there as web users soar to 200 million by the year 2000. Where do you learn about companies so integrated into the future? NASDAQ, shaping the new world of investing.
CBS Sports presentation of the Northwest Sun Bowl is sponsored by Blockbuster. Make it a Blockbuster night. And by NASDAQ, shaping the new world of investing.
Well, Santa's still around here in El Paso. He wouldn't miss the Sun Bowl, that's for sure. Fourth oldest bowl game in America. And Arizona State Sun Devils have taken a 7-0 lead over Iowa with 9:41 to go in the first half. Let's look at the score.
Boy, great battle between Jackson and Gibson out there in the secondary. There's the catch right there. Nice throw by Campbell. The rest is Jackson. Take a look at the moves. That's just shaking somebody out of his pants as he steps into the end zone. That's beautiful.
He beat Gibson twice on that play. Once to make the catch and then with a juke move to get himself into the end zone. So the Sun Devils will kick it off. Deep for the Hawkeyes, Tim Dwight, Damon Gibson, and Richard Carter. Dwight from a yard deep, and he'll come with it. Stumbled a bit, and he is stopped at the 13-yard line. Philip Brown was there, and Adam Archuleta. Well, with the conclusion of today's game, we'll select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game from each team. Today, Chevrolet has awarded over $6.5 million to the scholarship funds of America's colleges and universities. Randy Reiners has come into quarterback the Iowa Hawkeyes. Sun Devils going 55 yards in 7 plays. Campbell to Jackson for the touchdown. Reiners fumbles the ball on first down and immediately covers it up. Hamilton Mee buried him there. The sophomore from Fort Dodge, Iowa, had 4 starts in his college career to this point. Of course, he became the starter after Matt Sherman went down in the Michigan game with 5 games still left in the Iowa season. Reiners 50 of 95 passing. Play action. Gets some time, can't find an open man. He'll take off. He is a good scrambler. He picked up about 3. Jeremy Stott stayed at home to make the stop there.
One of the reasons why he's in the game right now is because of what you just saw right there. His ability to move around in the pocket. We weren't getting that from Matt Sherman. At least Iowa, they weren't getting that from him. Because, again, I think he was a little bit tentative back there. Wasn't very comfortable. And now Hayden Fry says, look, we've got to get some movement on offense. We've got good runners. We've got good receivers. But our quarterback has to make it happen for us. And if you can get a guy like Randy Reiners to go out there and start moving around and scrambling, it could be a different game.
Sherman on the sidelines, 1 of 5 passing for just 14 yards. Sacked once for a loss of 10. 3 wide receivers are in now. Reiners throws the screen, almost picked off. Close call there. Banks just able to keep it away from Pat Tillman. That linebacker who flies around there, and if he'd caught it, he would have been in the end zone. Flag is down. It looks like a hold against Iowa. Now the Hawkeyes struggling here offensively, and Hayden Fry goes to Randy Reiners. He wanted so badly to give the senior Matt Sherman an opportunity to go in this game. He had played 32 consecutive games prior to the loss against Michigan when he was hurt.
Offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
That'll bring up 4th down.
I'm sorry, Tim. You've got to be careful when you float the screen up. You've got to get it there. It's a slow screen, but Tillman does a great job on the read. Almost fingertips. I mean, if he catches that football right there, Tillman almost makes a super play.
So the Hawkeyes will have to punt. for it inside his own 40-yard line. Jason Baker. Ball bounces at the 47 and then takes a good Sun Devil bounce. And look at this thing. It's going to roll all the way down near the 20-yard line. And that's where the Sun Devils will start when we return to the Sun Bowl in El Paso, a 57-yard punt.
Oh, they never have the movie I want. I end up watching When Barn Animals Attack Part 4. Wait a minute, wait a minute. They actually have it.
More copies of new releases than ever before. Believe it!
What's going on around here, huh?
Go home happy.
From Carl Sagan, the Pulitzer Prize-winning author, and director Robert Zemeckis, a journey into the heart of the universe.
We are not Ramon.
Jodie Foster, Matthew McConaughey, Contact, rated PG from Warner Home Video. Rented tonight at Blockbuster Video.
I will not accept anything less than a perfect quad twisting triple.
I will not accept anything less than my personal best.
I will not accept anything less than 80 miles per hour.
I will not accept anything less than 1 minute 17 seconds.
I will not accept any cod but Visa.
At the 1998 Olympic Winter Games, only the best is accepted. Visa, worldwide partner of the Nagano Games. It's everywhere you want to be.
Back at the Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas, where we have a near sellout crowd here in attendance for the Arizona State-Iowa game, enjoying this sunny afternoon. Well, remember to click on to cbs.sportsline.com and submit your vote from our list of college football's all-time greatest teams. Select one of the nominees and then tune in to our game coverage of the FedEx Orange Bowl on January 2nd and find out who is the fans' choice in the CBS Sportsline all-time greats poll. 7-0 Sun Devils. They have the ball. Steve Campbell in his first start is 5 of 6 passing. Here is to Mike Martin. Martin nowhere to run. Good defensive pursuit out the left side by Iowa's front. And the linebacker Raj Clark coming up to make the hit.
Excellent in how Clark comes up, fills the hole, breaks down and makes a nice tackle. But you've got to give credit to those defensive linemen up front. Arizona State has a very fine offensive line, and what Iowa has done in this football game, pretty good job of neutralizing them up front. Haven't really got blown up the line of scrimmage in today's game.
Little game, we call it 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, little draw play, but flags are down. The give is to Martin again. May once again have been a procedure call.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5 yards, still, 2nd down.
Another false start, and that backs him up 5. It'll leave 2nd and 14 to go.
We look at this situation, 2nd and 14 long, oftentimes thinking screen, draw, some kind of play like that that gets you back positive yards.
Martin is out Redmond in the backfield now with Steve Campbell. And another whistle. Presumably the same problem again. Let's find
Prior
out.
to the snap, false start, offense, 5 yards, still, 2nd down.
Oh, boy.
Well, you can see the disgust there in the face of Coach Bruce Snyder, 2 in a row.
Can you talk about the rust? I mean, could that be a problem? They've been off for 4 weeks, but again, they've been doing this since July, since August. The 4 weeks really that they've been off is almost a break for them.
Now they're back at the 10-yard line. They've had 6 penalties for 45 yards so far. The Sun Devils, but they lead 7-0. Redmond plows his way back up to the 15. Gets about 5. Aaron Klein made the tackle. Big nose tackle, 6'4", 280-pound junior from Appleton, Wisconsin. 6:06 to go here in the first half of play in El Paso. Bright sunny skies, cool temperatures, little breeze. At a sellout house here, very near it anyway. Many of these tickets were sold in the last day because they had about 35,000 tickets sold yesterday, and this stadium seats 50, and it looks like it's full. Redmond nowhere to go that time. Raj Clark came in to blast him. Good job defensively by the Hawkeyes. See if they can inspire their offense.
And that's a real good play by Clark, and I'll tell you why, because Iowa, they do a lot of blitzing anyway. So whether or not it's pass or run, they're where they're supposed to be. It works to their favor. Take a look. Everybody's coming. Great stick in the hole by Clark. And now the gang tackling. He has help from his buddies.
It was Mike Martin, the ball carrier, but Arizona State will have to punt.
Marcus Williams will punt for Arizona State.
Williams with a good rush on him. Gets a good punt away. Comes down at the 40-yard line. It's taken there by Dwight. Dwight trying to get wide, cannot do it. Good pursuit by the Sun Devils. And it was Paul Reynolds making the tackle. 44-yard punt. We'll be back with the Sun Devils on top, 7-0.
Hi, I'm asking people to do things.
It's not my nature.
How about a mutual fund, you know, say for retirement or your kids' college education? See, with Norwest, you can change your nature.
What are you, a psychologist?
No, but I played one on TV.
There's no doubt about it. Solid antiperspirants are a great way to keep you dry. This leading clear won't keep you quite as dry, but it's clear. To get a better kind of dry, you need the best combination of both. That's Sure Clear Dry. Sure Clear Dry is a different kind of antiperspirant, with a revolutionary formula that gives you the outstanding dryness protection of a solid, yet it glides on this clear. We're sure it's a better way to be dry, but draw your own conclusions. Sure Clear Dry. It's a surer way to be dry.
They look the same on the outside. But inside, it's a whole different story. Because Duracell batteries outlast Energizer. And test after test proves it. Better make it the alkaline batteries, proven to last longer in the devices you use most.
Better make it Duracell.
Hi, Jim Nance from the CBS Sports anchor position at the FedEx Orange Bowl. Coming up on the College Football Today halftime report, Craig and Lou will join me for all the latest bowl news. Plus, we'll take a look at Kansas State's Michael Bishop and a look back at Nebraska's miracle play against Missouri. That's at halftime. Now back to the game.
All right, Jim, it is 7-0 here at the Sun Bowl, and at the 40-yard line, the Hawkeyes will have the ball. Randy Reiners continues at quarterback, the sophomore. 4 starts coming into the game. And he rolls out to his right, wants to run with it on the option. Reiners gets about 2. 6'3", 200-pound sophomore.
And Iowa's showing ASU a little different look. Not that they're not prepared for it, but that's the first option we've seen in this game. And they know defensively that you have to commit to the quarterback. Somebody has to make him make a decision.
5 yards, still, first down.
And this time the procedure call is against Iowa. You look at Hayden Fry, so what's going on here today?
Can't believe it.
To get a snap off on either side of the ball and keep anything going. They'll march it back to the 35-yard line, make it the 36. They're at the 41. Fans here in El Paso are starting to wave here as they're enjoying the sunny afternoon. 6th penalty for Iowa, 34 yards. Arizona State has had 6 penalties. Give it to Banks. Banks trying to get wide. Banks gets out to the 45-yard line of the Hawkeyes. Driven into the Iowa bench by Courtney Jackson.
They try and get Banks to the outside with a nice block by Knepper, the tight end, but Arizona State, great pursuit.
Today's NASDAQ Scholar Athlete of the Game is Pat Tillman of Arizona State. You heard us calling his name. NASDAQ's commitment to the investment in our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to Arizona State's General Scholarship Foundation. He's a 4-year player at Arizona State, is Tillman. Carries a 3.82 grade average. Man very much certain of his future. If it isn't in the NFL, he said, I'll get a job. I'm ready. Reiners, deep sideline, overthrows his intended receiver, the tight end Austin Wheatley, number 86.
Well overthrown. Play action really doesn't fool anybody, and that's what it's designed to do, to freeze everybody for just a second. And I think because Banks hasn't really gotten loose this afternoon, hasn't had a lot of explosions, some pretty good runs, the play action just didn't work that time in favor of Iowa. And ASU, I mean, they do a good job again of playing good sound defense and tight man-to-man coverage. And when they lock up with receivers like that, if it's not on the money, then oftentimes you're going to see a lot of throws like that.
And talking to their secondary, they expected this kind of play action. That's kind of the Big Ten style and certainly the Iowa style in terms of the passing game. Now Reiners had run out of time. Tripped as he was about to get nailed anyway. He fell down. Got his feet tangled up with one of the on-rushing defenders, and Jeremy Stott was the guy who just made sure he didn't get up again. Third sack.
Yep. Arizona State came in wanting to do some stunning up front, but again, that's just Stott. Good arm over, good hand movement. See, he's a big guy. He's got a lot of power, but it's not always just pushing a guy back. You had a chance to see right there the way he uses his hands effectively. They like that in the pros.
Redmond waiting for the punt at the 25-yard line. The Hawkeyes offense is stymied again. Jason Baker's punt. Redmond takes it at the 22-yard line, trying to find some running room, and it's tripped up at the 25. They'll spot it down about the 27-yard line. Richard Willock made the tackle, a 41-yard punt. Well, this weekend, CBS Sports showcases the Women's Basketball Classic presented by Honda, featuring 7 teams in the top 20. On Saturday, number 3 UConn visits the top-ranked Tennessee Lady Vols, and on Sunday, it's a doubleheader. You'll see Colorado battling Illinois, and then either Wisconsin taking on Georgia or Oregon at Stanford. That's all this weekend on CBS Sports, a women's basketball fest. First down, Sun Devils. They lead 7-0. This is Mike Martin. Martin gets some running room, and Martin plows his way out to the 48-yard line.
Very nice run by Martin. What's impressive about that run is his patience, the way he follows his blockers. A lot of times you have a tendency to run by him, but not Martin. Take a look right here. Follows his blockers very well, secures the football, lets them do the work, and now uses the good cutback and the vision on the inside.
Eric Thigpen made the tackle, but Jared DeVries came all the way back from the line of scrimmage to get in on that, number 94. Mike Martin, what a story he has been. We'll tell you more about how he's battled his way back from some severe injuries. Flags down again. Gives us an opportunity to tell you about Mike Martin. 2 neck surgeries. I mean, that is just unheard of for any athlete to come back.
Prior to the snap, ball start, offense, 5 yards, still, first down.
And the thing about the injuries, Tim, is that oftentimes in this game, 1 neck injury will retire you. And to come back from 2, and in the amount of time that he's come back, I believe within 8 months, 2 neck surgeries within 8 months, and to still be out on the field, that's amazing.
Not to mention some knee and ankle injuries just thrown.
Yeah, let's throw those in.
He is a tough guy, and Bruce Snyder calls him his own Captain Courageous. J.R. Redmond, and he is dumped behind the line. It was Jeff Kramer, the transfer from Notre Dame, blasting in there to get Redmond before he could make the turn. Let's go down to the field and Scott Lasky.
Thanks, Tim. So what's the key to the offense for ASU? It's lots and lots of pork. 2 years ago, Dan Cazzetto, the offensive coordinator, changed the name of his offensive line from Dogs to Hogs, of course, reminiscent of the Washington Redskins offensive line. So now, here are some of the names. You got Shack Dog, Booty Hog for the Gluteus Maximus. You've got Pancho Hogg and Bubba Hogg, and my personal favorite is Ben and Jerry Hogg. This, Justin, no relation to Hogg and Doss. The boys, of course, hope to bring home the bacon. Tim?
Well, those Hogs have been doing the job here so far this afternoon. Long pass intended for Lindsey Jackson, overthrown by Campbell. Campbell now 5 of 7 in this first half of play.
Campbell showing a good, strong arm. Good time to throw the football up front. Again, the big thing with him coming into the game was how accurate was he going to be? Could he settle down enough to hit the quick outs, to throw some screens, to do some other things what his mechanics would allow him to do? But certainly he's got a cannon.
And now on the 3rd and very long, Hawkeyes send in Epinesa, the senior from American Samoa. Campbell just gets it away, and it's incomplete. Intended for Boyer. Eric Thigpen had the corner rush on, and Campbell forced to throw it in a hurry. Off the mark, intended for Boyer. So good job again. 2 series in a row, the Hawkeyes defensively have shut down the Sun Devils, but Iowa's offense is yet to make things happen for them. Marcus Williams will be punting to Tony Collins and Tim Dwight. High snap and a good recovery by Williams and a good punt. It'll be Collins. He dropped the ball. Collins dropped it. It looks like he got it back himself. Did I say?
Both returners this afternoon have really had problems out there. I don't know if it's the sun, if it's the concentration, what it is, but we've seen Redmond make a lot of different mistakes in terms of decision-making mistakes in terms of bringing back punts, and now same thing seems to be happening to Iowa. And that's uncharacteristic for them. Here, take a look at Scott Lasky was talking about this colorful offensive line. There's a Shack Hog and Booty Hog, Crazy Hog, Psycho, and Bubba. I mean, they're into their own world.
So on first down, it's Sherman backing at quarterback, and Sherman under pressure throws it out of bounds. So we've had a revolving door of quarterbacks here. Sherman and Reiners for Iowa, and we even saw the cornerback Jason Simmons in a quarterback for Arizona State on one series. Coming up on our College Football Today halftime report, Jim Nantz, Craig James, and Lou Holtz will get you caught up on all the college football bowl news. You'll meet the King of Manhattan, Kansas, that is, Kansas State quarterback Michael Bishop. And a look at the last-second play that salvaged Nebraska's undefeated season. All coming up on the College Football Today halftime report. 2nd and 10, Iowa. Sherman under pressure again. Eludes one tackler, gets back over the line of scrimmage, picked up about a yard before Aubrey Battle. And the 97, the left tackle brought him down.
Nice, even distributed rush by Arizona State. All the lanes are covered. Sherman blanketed, nowhere to step up and run to.
Hayden Fry said we could see all 3 Iowa quarterbacks in this ball game. He used 2 of them. That's complete to Damon Gibson. And Gibson has the first down for the Hawkeyes.
Way to skywalk Gibson. Sometimes you have to go up and you have to get it. Help your quarterback out. I think if you make some tough catches, that's going to help the confidence of Matt Sherman. He's a little shaky this afternoon. He's got the butterflies. He's nervous. He's got time to throw. But watch Gibson go up and get the football. That's a tough catch. And then takes the hit, pushed out of bounds. But that's going to help the confidence of Matt Sherman.
On the I formation on first down. Play action. Sherman looking for an open man. Good coverage downfield. Now he comes out to the tight end, but he's to the fullback, Michael Berger, number 85, but off the mark.
You see Sherman go back and take a look downfield and then move out of the pocket and look for that outlet guy. When you're throwing the fullbacks, that's because the Sun Devils are doing a great job in man-to-man coverage. They're playing a strong game in the secondary this afternoon. We have not called the name of Tim Dwight this afternoon.
Has not been a factor so far, but he can be one play away at any time, especially in the return game. But so far, Sun Devils have done a good job in their punt coverage as well. 2nd and 10. Give us to Banks, and good penetration by the Sun Devils that time. Quincy Yancey, redshirt freshman from Glendale, Arizona, getting some time at left defensive end, number 91. Bill Snow, the defensive coordinator for the Sun Devils, getting some of his reserves in here to give the starters a rest. And we have a timeout with 1:30 remaining in the first half. Sun Devils by 7.
This Norwest Sun Bowl memory is sponsored by Microsoft. Where do you want to go today?
This is CBS's 30th year covering the Sun Bowl, the second time for Hayden Fry in Iowa. In 1995, running back Tavian Banks was the story. He broke the 74-yard run, and Iowa easily beat Washington 38-18. We'll be back after this.
I believe that if you really go out and do exactly what you want to do, you find happiness.
If you can do what you love, that's incredible.
Anybody that says that one person can't make a difference is wrong.
Yeah, the Hawkeyes try to get something going. They have 3rd and 11. They're at their own 35-yard line. Matt Sherman, the senior starter, back in the game after Randy Reiners came in for him. And he is hit from behind. The ball is loose. It'll be a fumble, and it is Quincy Yancey who made the hit on him and knocked that ball loose. Let's see who came up with it. Sun Devils expecting they have the ball, but so far no signal, and it is going to be Arizona State Sun Devils ball. Quincy Yancey, the redshirt freshman, made 2 big plays in a row.
All the way from the corner, right there. There's the strip. Now, you can only pump so many times. Maybe once for the fake, but the second time you've got to let it fly. Sherman steps up. You've got to get rid of the football. And at the same time, takes a wicked shot to the arm. He just gets stripped.
Looked like Hamilton Mee was the guy who came up with a loose ball. Hamilton Mee, the right defensive end. A Mingus, Arizona senior. So the Sun Devils give it to Marlon Farlow, and Farlow with a burst of speed gets down near the 20-yard line, and the Sun Devils up by 7, threatening again. 1:04 to play here in the first half.
And that's a quick pop by Farlow on the inside. A lot of times with those quick backs that have that great burst of speed, you get one shot. You arm tackle, you miss, they're off to the races. I tell you.
Fumble recovery by Hamilton Mee, setting up Arizona State with a chance to widen their lead. 1:04 to go. Well, don't forget, coming up tonight, it's a showdown of double-threat quarterbacks when Kansas State's Michael Bishop and Donovan McNabb of Syracuse will go head-to-head in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. And then tomorrow, New Year's Day at 1:30 Eastern, CBS Sports puts on one of the old-time traditions, the Southwestern Bell Cotton Bowl Classic. And then January 2nd in prime time, the marquee matchup, Nebraska and Tennessee in the FedEx Orange Bowl. It all starts tonight on CBS Sports. 1:04 to go here. The Sun Devils took a timeout here, David Logan, as they are up 7-0. What's their action here going in?
This close, you want points, obviously. You want more than 3, and you've got 1 minute and 4 seconds, so you have time to go to the end zone. And that's what you have to do. You have to put it up at some time in the game. You're getting good running on the ground, but at some time you have to test the defense. You have to go for it all at least once.
Campbell 5 of 8 passing in his first ever start. Keep it on the ground to Farlow. Marlon Farlow gets a couple. Back inside the 20. Arizona State taking their first timeout, so they have 2 left. And Iowa has taken just 1 here in the first half. Ball at the 20-yard line. 3rd down and a long yard to go. Mike Martin back in. They give it to Martin. He has the first down and gets down to the 15-yard line. Mike Martin, the senior from Dallas, Bruce Snyder, as he usually does, using all of those running backs, Mike Martin, J.R. Redmond, Marlon Farlow, and all of them have contributed here in the first half.
Well, we've talked a lot about that, Tim. What a luxury to have 3 fine runners like that. Most coaches are lucky if they get one.
Martin remains in. He has the ball straight ahead. A big hole, and it gets down inside the 5-yard line. Big Pen and Hughes get him there, but a big hole opened up by Rugemer and Leyva on the right side.
And it's the confidence that Coach Snyder is showing in his offensive line as well as his backs. There's a timeout. They have to burn one here. But again, it's taking some of the pressure off of Campbell. Great job of the guys up front and interior. Take a look. Great job by the center. Excellent job by Martin. Great power on the inside. Keeps the sticks moving. Gary Rugemer, I mean, we don't get a chance to oftentimes talk about every offensive lineman, but what they have done collectively with Kyle Murphy and Rugemer and Victor Leyva is playing a good game, and he's going up against DeVries, the All-American. We haven't said a lot about him in this game as well, and that was another key matchup, a freshman against an All-American. Right now, Victor's holding his own.
Certainly is. There's the freshman from Porterville, California, and there's DeVries, the outstanding tackle, number 94. Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. He bothered a little bit with a leg injury, but he assured us a couple of days ago that wasn't going to bother him in this game at all. In fact, he seems to be leaning towards coming out at the end of this junior year. Hayden Fry would love to have him back, and they'll sit down with his folks after the season. Make the decision. Bowen comes into the secondary. Epinesa up front for Iowa. Shotgun formation. Campbell steps up into the end zone, off the mark, intended for Boyer. Again, another example there of Campbell can just drill that ball, and these receivers not used to that kind of action. Completely different throwing style and velocity from the injured Ryan Keeley.
There's a lot of juice on the football when he lets it fly, but you got to get it there when you're going from the 20 going in or the 20 coming out. You can't float it. You've got to fire it, because there's so much congestion in the back of the end zone. But that time, it appeared as though if Campbell wanted to run, and hasn't shown signs of being a runner, could have taken off and maybe picked up, maybe walked in, it looked like.
Second down from the 5-yard line, second and goal. They stay on the ground with Martin, and Martin picks up another couple of yards down to the 3-yard line. Another timeout called with 3 seconds left to play. They just got it called, and that'll bring the field goal unit on.
That would have been critical had they failed to get the timeout. And he missed from this area earlier. But sometimes when you get off the ground, you've got to run to the official and get in his face and call the timeout. You can't just get up and just signal it. Sometimes they're not looking at you. You've got to go to them.
Campbell did get it called in time to get the field goal unit on the field, and it is at the 3-yard line, and it'll be a similar angle for Nice. He missed from 21 yards out. Well, now he's going to have a better look at it from here. They huddle off to the side, but the ball is going to be straight ahead for him. It'll be at the 10-yard line. It'll be a 20-yard attempt for Nice. And Nice connects. So he's 1 of 2 on the day, and the Sun Devils have taken a 10-0 lead as zeros come up for the first half. And Arizona State having the ball most of the first half, playing good defense, stymieing the Hawkeyes attack, and coming up with a touchdown.
What's important is that they were able to convert after the turnover,
and the field goal.
So important.
Yes, it was, and in fact, and what a play that was. Campbell to Jackson on the touchdown grab. Lindsey Jackson taking it away from Ed Gibson, and then working his way into the end zone with a couple of nifty moves. A 35-yard score, and the field goal from 20 yards out by Robert Nice. A 10-0 Arizona State lead at the half here at the Sun Bowl game. Hayden Fry is going to have to come up with some offensive strategy for the second half. Let's go downstairs to Scott Lasky.
Okay, Coach, you have to be surprised. The first quarter alone during the regular season, you outscored your opponent 71-10. Obviously, you got a donut here right now.
We're just too uptight. Our guys are trying too hard. We had too many offensive line mistakes. We've just had a difficult time. They're tackling our receivers. We're having our wide receivers don't have a chance. They've called it a couple of times, but we'll put it together the second half, start moving the ball.
What about the quarterback situation? Obviously, you've been switching them back and forth. More of the same in the second half?
Yeah, we're trying to find somebody who can move the ball.
Coach, thanks a lot. Good luck in the second half.
Okay, Scott, that's the end of the first half with the score. The Arizona State Sun Devils 10. The Iowa Hawkeyes nothing. Jim Nance, Craig James, and Lou Holtz will be along with the college football halftime report after this word from your local station.
The College Football Today Ford Division halftime report is sponsored by Ford Division.
As we look at Lou Holtz's houseboat, we're here in Miami at our FedEx Orange Bowl anchor position. Welcome to the College Football Today Ford Division halftime report and the score at halftime. ASU 10-0 down in El Paso. Jim Nance along with Craig James and Lou Holtz and hey, how about Iowa? Captain Holtz. Yeah, there you go. Skipper Holtz.
Only by the grace of God is it not worse. I mean, Arizona State's dominated the game. We talked about the quarterbacks had to play well for Iowa. They're 2 of 10 for a total of 21 yards. So it's really been a domination by Arizona State.
And I'll tell you how it could be worse. If you're a special teams coach at Arizona State, you'd be kicking your punt returner right now. They've had the ball hit the ground twice. Punt returns have cost them field position throughout this ball game. Plus the fact, you look at Iowa. We were talking about why hasn't Iowa gone up and played an 8-man front and tried to stuff Arizona State and make them throw the football? They obviously respect Steve Campbell and his passing ability.
Now, Iowa has only 30 yards total offense. The Holtz theory is holding true so far in a half here. Playing well in the last game, doesn't carry over.
Iowa beat Minnesota 31-0 in the last game, and Arizona State got thumped by Arizona. So the theory's holding true right now.
Good job, Skip.
All right, another bowl game going on right now. That's the Liberty down in Memphis, and they're halfway through the opening quarter. And the Panthers, by the way, playing in their first bowl game since the Sun back in 1989. Some breaking news, 3 late coaching stories at the FedEx Orange Bowl here in Miami. It was announced a short time ago today that Tennessee head coach Phil Fulmer had his contract extended 1 additional year to 2003. And at the Rose Bowl, Washington State head coach Mike Price has come down with the flu. He has stayed away from his players the last few days, but he will be on the sidelines, you can be sure, for the game tomorrow. And in the NFL, Buffalo Bills head coach Marv Levy announced his retirement just a few moments ago. Marv Levy, by the way, was the head coach at William & Mary back in 1969 and left the successor, a guy named Lou Holtz. So, Coach, let me start the rumors right now. Have you already got the coaching staff assembled for up there in Buffalo?
I tell you, before we worry about who's going to replace Marv Levy, we ought to pay special tribute to a great guy who's done one tremendous job. And the people that always start the rumors about me is CBS. And if I leave, CBS going to have to lay off 4 people to replace me.
Coach, we'd love to see you get a job somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going as running back, Coach, wherever you go. I'm going to work for him.
Guys, coming up tonight on CBS at 7 Eastern, number 9 Kansas State takes on 14th-ranked Syracuse in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Kansas State's quarterback Michael Bishop is one player who has certainly tasted defeat once. He's 34-1 as a starter the past 3 seasons, going undefeated in junior college and losing only to Nebraska in this, his first season with the Wildcats. When Michael Bishop takes the field, it's the only game.
In my heart, I felt that I can be the man. I feel like I can just come in, and make plays without, knowing the whole offense.
He may not have known the offense, but after K-State's second game against Ohio, they certainly knew him.
Bishop gets the snap. He's rolling in the pocket. He's being hit, and he's going to go. Now he's still on his feet. Gets away from the 2 defenders, rolls to the near side. Now he's going to launch the ball downfield. His throw, Gavin Parise. It's a jump ball situation. Parise makes a catch inside the 5, at the 3.
I'll tell you about Bishop. He could turn a broken play into a very successful play, and that's one thing that he's added to this team.
I don't know how I even got loose myself. I kind of thought I was going down too, but I wasn't going down that easy, so I just reversed back, and and we just made a big play. You know, the line, they was happy, but, you can tell that they had got tired.
Deep down inside, he's a very humble young guy. Humility is an asset and a trait for Michael Bishop.
He's always talking a good game, whether it's practice in the locker room, wherever it may be, even in, when we're eating at training table. He's always talking a little bit, but that just gets everybody kind of loose.
Top quarterbacks in the nation.
Michael Bishop knows how to win. Good quarterback matchup. Bishop against McNabb. Did you ever have a quarterback throw a football 93 yards?
I never had anybody who could run 93 yards. I tell you this, being able to throw 93 yards is a great plus for you when you're in the punt, pass, and kick contest, or if you have the ball inside your own 7. But you don't need a 93-yarder when you're
Not
in midfield.
most of the time.
Yeah, but he can stretch people out there. I tell you, though, the guy that he's going against in this ball game, Donovan McNabb, is one heck of a football player who needs advice. I mean, he keeps talking about wanting to go to the National Football League maybe next year. He needs to stay in school, and he's going to have all he can handle in this ball game because he's going against a Kansas State defense that will catch him when he starts to run. They have 50.5 sacks on the season at Kansas State. This is a good defense. McNabb needs to stick around, play a little while, enjoy the college game, and get a little bit better as time goes on.
I like Kansas State tonight. Am I crazy?
No, you're not. You are crazy, but that's a good prediction.
Lou, what do you think?
I think that Kansas State will win.
All right, coming up, another look at Nebraska's miraculous game-ending miracle play against Missouri. But next, we'll have a look at the Cotton Bowl's two coaches who just may know each other a little too well when the College Football Today Ford Division Halftime Report continues from Miami after this.
Ford Explorer when no town's big enough for the both of you. Have you driven a Ford lately?
So Nicoderm CQ's working for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing just fine, cold turkey.
Oh, well, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
Take a break?
Oh, nice one. Come on, you know we quit for New Year's. Oh, wait, I'm coming.
Jack, no.
Just one cigarette.
No.
Why are you so calm?
Because I got help. CQ, a 24-hour stream of medicine that's always with you, even when you first wake up. Helps calm the cravings, my friend.
All right.
Nicoderm CQ, the power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to help you quit.
Computers, they're like a tutor. They help you learn.
Guess what I want to look up today? Spiders. Do you like spiders?
We looked in ancient Egypt at their cities.
I play chess.
Cool, I found a shark.
That's gotta hurt.
It's cool to be smart.
Launching.
Investigations into outer space with the Mars crawler.
Launching.
Research into our planet's ancient origins through expeditions in Africa's Rift Valley.
Launching.
New treatments in the fight against cancer.
Launching.
Great students with the support of a great faculty. Launch your future at www.asu.edu. Launch your future at Arizona State University.
Live CBS Sunday, January 11th. Kick off your new year with all the excitement and glamour of the first award show of '98. The People's Choice, where you pick your favorites in movies, television, and music. Plus, a special once-in-a-lifetime live performance by Garth Brooks. Join Ray Romano and Reba McEntire and the biggest stars in Hollywood. Find out who'll win the People's Choice Awards. Live CBS Sunday, January 11th.
Halftime at Sun Bowl Stadium, Arizona State blanking Iowa 10-0 as you listen to the Iowa marching band. Welcome back to College Football Today 4th Division Halftime Report. Be sure to join CBS Sports tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern for the Southwestern Bell Cotton Bowl Classic between Texas A&M and UCLA. The game features two coaches who paced the same sidelines for 5 years. R.C. Slocum as the Texas A&M head coach and Bob Toledo, who was his offensive coordinator. But after 3 straight Cotton Bowl losses, Slocum let Toledo go. And in tomorrow's Cotton Bowl, they'll meet for the first time as adversaries on the field of battle. This is the home of Texas A&M, where Aggie pride permeates every step and seat. While it's also the home of the 12th man, Bob Toledo became the odd man out at A&M.
Anytime you go back and you play against people where some of your roots are, I think it makes you a little more competitive.
This happens from time to time in coaching, and I think it's one of respect that you want to play well against those people that you do have some ties with.
They were tied together, but while R.C. Slocum pushed Toledo out, he insists their past plays no part in the present.
I think the motivation to win this game against UCLA, I don't think that's changed in terms of our team or in terms of my preparation. I think as a coach, from week to week, from game to game, you do everything you can do to try to have your team ready to play, and we'll do that in this ball game, but to no more of an extent than we would otherwise because of Bob Toledo being there.
It's not Bob Toledo against R.C. Slocum. It's the UCLA Bruins against the Texas A&M Aggies. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be entertaining, and it'll be a lot of fun. And you know, when the game's over, R.C. and I'll shake hands, and we'll go our way.
You know, Lou, you helped facilitate that change because you beat A&M twice in the Cotton Bowl.
I didn't make a block or tackle. Great offensive teams have great quarterbacks. That's been the problem with A&M.
And I think it's a sad fact that the alums and fans can have that much pressure on a coach to get rid of a guy that he knew was a good football coach.
All right, that game's tomorrow, but we are only 37 days from the start of the Winter Olympic Games from Nagano, Japan. The 98 games will bring hard-earned victory for some, bitter disappointments for others, and sweet redemption for a few who came up short in Olympics past, as did Japan's ski jumper Masahiko Happy Harada in the 94 games in Norway. But whatever fate awaits him in Nagano, he's sure to be wearing his trademark grin.
A massive, energetic throng was on hand at the Olympic ski jumping team competition, and the Japanese were poised to win, needing only a routine jump from their best man, Masahiko Harada.
Harada was the gold medalist on the normal hill last year at the World Championships. They've got him in the last seed here because he knows the pressure and can deal with it. He's carrying a 55-point lead.
As soon as I jumped, I realized I wasn't going to go as far as I wanted, but I had already jumped. Once you jump, there's nothing you can do. I remember I just kept thinking maybe I'll jump far and still be in fast. I only jumped 97 meters.
Harada's mistake was particularly painful because teamwork is a cherished value in Japan. He felt he'd let not only himself down, but his teammates and his country.
Of course, I had a really hard time, but again, I had the will to overcome the experience and move on. I went right back to work. But it took a while to get back on my feet.
He continued his ups and downs with his worst season in 1995, but his best in 96, and then another turn for the worse in 97. But through it all, there is always the smile. Harada barely made the Japanese team for the 1997 World Championships, but he did, enabling him to return to Norway with a chance to redeem his Olympic misdeed. With this jump, he exercised his Lillehammer demons on Norwegian snow, winning Japan's first ever large hill gold medal at a major international event. As the Olympic Games come to Japan, how will Harada respond with the eyes of the world and his countrymen upon him?
I'm really looking forward to the Olympics because they will be held in Japan. I want to show the world what I can do. I definitely want the chance to make up for the mistakes made in Lillehammer.
Will he leave his Olympic past behind and seize the moment in Nagano? We'll find out this February. Harada could be one of the great stories of the Olympic Games, just 37 days away. College football fans around the country are still shaking their heads in disbelief. Did it really happen? The Nebraska miracle against Missouri, when College Football Today continues after this.
Hi, thank you for coming to our Investing in Stocks and Bonds seminar. I don't have a big speech. Norwest investment experts can, well, they can handle that. I'm just here to say, do things.
Explain why they keep playing follow the leader. But then again, they've been doing it for so long, maybe it's just become habit forming. Ford Taurus. Now that explains everything. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Welcome to the University of Iowa.
We encourage our students to think globally, whether they're in finance or engineering or the liberal arts. Whatever they do in the future, first-hand experience with other cultures will expand their horizons. Right here on campus, students can tap into German television or follow space probes or track stock markets in Asia. But after they graduate, what they'll remember best is not the technology, it's the people.
A new set of academic standards for freshmen is now in effect.
To practice, play, and receive an athletic scholarship, freshmen will need a minimum grade point average in at least 13 core courses in high school and a corresponding minimum score on the ACT or SAT. Ask your coach or guidance counselor about the new sliding scale and requirements.
Prepare yourself now. You want to play? Know the rules.
This message provided by the NCAA.
Arizona State shutting out Iowa at the Northwest Sun Bowl, holding the Hawkeyes to only 3 first downs in the opening half as we listen to the Arizona State Sun Devil marching band. Welcome back live to Miami, where CBS Sports coverage of the FedEx Orange Bowl Friday night begins at 8 Eastern with the third-ranked Tennessee Volunteers taking on number 2 Nebraska. National championships are won on hard work, determination, and lots of talent. But sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
underneath it. That's a fluke play, you know, but we'll take it.
This is 4th down. The snap back to Scott Frost. He looks, drives a pass in the end zone. Incomplete. Touchdown. Holy cow! Yes, he caught the ball for the touchdown.
Maybe once the season's over and after we hopefully have a national championship, I'll be able to sit back and think, you know, wow, this is a great moment in my life.
Nebraska went on to win that game in overtime to keep its perfect record intact, but they went into that game against Missouri ranked #1. They fell back to 3 in the poll, so they really did pay for it.
Well, they did because the people felt it was a real close game. Now, on the other hand, if Michigan wins by a close game and Nebraska were to win very, very decisively, there's nothing to keep those voters from saying, hey, I did it one time, I'll do it the next. Plus, let's not underestimate the love and affection the coaches have for Tom Osborne, and we may get a very, very strong vote for him.
I don't vote in the coaches poll, but I do vote in the AP poll, and I'm going to watch this ball game. I'm going to go out and I'm going to watch Michigan, and if they win, I'm going to see how well they play. And then I'm going to watch Nebraska, and if they win and they play real well, a little bit better than Michigan, I'm going to vote Nebraska #1. But these games coming down, the last games of the year, that's what I'm watching. I'm going to see how they do.
All right, guys, coming up the second half of the Northwest Sun Bowl. Can the Pac-10 go to 4-0 this bowl season? Arizona State leads 10-0. We'll get there after this message and a word from your local station. Enjoy the second half on CBS.
The College Football Today Ford Division Halftime Report has been sponsored by Ford Division. He will have only one chance.
Speed 80 miles per hour. 2,000 pounds of force. Vertical drop 80 feet.
The men's Olympic downhill returns to CBS. Share a breathtaking moment with the world.
For college football action, the address is CBS. Welcome home.
This is Imagine TV.
Why don't you slip into something a little more comfortable?
All right.
With Mercury moving upward as we...
Answer the question,
okay,
Mr. Smith.
she wasn't with me. She was out all night with the Grand Marquis. The Mercury Grand Marquis.
Till next time, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
Do I hear 90,000? 90,000.
I grew up on your tacos. Thanks. You know, right now, you can get 2 tacos for just 99 cents.
90,000?
I'd kill for some tacos right now.
Jack's Tacos rock!
Gordo! I used to work the drive-thru. One night I ate 50.
And we woke up with taco sauce on our hands.
So it's like 2 a.m. Me and Bert are completely out of our minds.
El Dorado with the North Star system. Now it's just $4.99 a month. Isn't it time you lived without limits?
See your Cadillac dealer today.
Happy New Year from Arizona 5, CBS.
Tim Ryan with Dave Logan. Scott Lasky back here at the Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas, where the Sun Devils of Arizona State lead 10-0 over the Iowa Hawkeyes. And Scott Lasky stopped Coach Bruce Snyder of the Sun Devils on his way out.
Okay, Coach Snyder, you have to be awfully impressed with the performance of your team in the first half.
We're playing awfully hard. Gosh, we're playing hard. I'm really proud of them for that reason. You know, we made some errors, obviously, and probably too many, but we've been able to overcome it because of our effort, and I'm really pleased with that part of it.
Okay, what about Simmons at quarterback? Here he's a defensive back. We heard about J.R. Redmond maybe going both ways, but what about Simmons?
Well, Jason was a high school quarterback, and he's been bugging me for about 4 years, too, about playing offense. He's a tremendous little competitor, and he did a nice job right in that area. We only used him 3 snaps, but did a nice job.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Bruce Snyder sounded like he's reasonably pleased, Dave. They're up 10-0. As he said, he talked about their efforts. Statistically, they've been terrific. can the Hawkeyes do differently in the second half to turn things around?
Well, I agree with Hayden Fry. I think they have to relax. I mean, guys are just uptight. This is a bowl game. You should have fun in a football game like that. Take a look at some of the stats right there. 5 yards rushing for Iowa. Tavian Banks, are you kidding me? But the one that jumps out at you, total yards, 236 to just 30. And look at time of possession. If you don't have the football more than that, you just can't get any kind of offensive rhythm.
Iowa's a team that averages 235 yards rushing per game, and here they have only 5 in the first half. That's not going to get it done clearly.
Well, again, we've got some classic matchups out there, and you talked about production, but Jeremy Stott has been incredible in this football game. He's got a classic battle going on right now with Matt Reichel, the left tackle or the left guard for Iowa. Take a look down at the bottom of your screen. There you see Stott coming around. Not bad by Reichel. Now at the top of your screen. Motor is always running, number 92. Take a look. Down the line of scrimmage right there. Pro scouts love it. And again, around the block, makes a nice tackle in the open field. And again, we talked about his motor. Look at the effort. Take a look at Jeremy Stott. That's great effort right there. That's a great matchup. Should be better in the second half. But again, Tim, I think if both teams just relax, it's a bowl game. Have fun. You're getting watches. You had a great time all week long. And for a lot of these kids, this is the last time you're going to strap it up. Make it count.
Certainly that quarterback situation for Iowa has contributed to perhaps a little of their uptightness.
Yes.
Matt Sherman getting to start today after missing the last 5 games with a thumb injury and just struggling in the beginning, unable to move the team, and Hayden Fry sending in Randy Reiners. Reiners in there for most of the second quarter, then Sherman coming back into it. And in fact, Hayden Fry told us a couple of days ago that we might even see their 3rd-string quarterback, the redshirt freshman Scott Mullen, in this game. But he's got a problem here trying to find something that will turn the key in the lock of their missing offense against Arizona State. Marcus Williams will kick it off. Iowa will have the ball first. They've always got this dangerous guy. Tim Dwight gets it out to the 38-yard line. So far, he's been held pretty much in check. That's his best return so far, punting or on kickoff. He is a game breaker. Iowa needs somebody to step up and do something here to turn this around early. So we're just underway in the second half. Matt Sherman, the senior, will be the starter again here against Arizona State to begin the second half at the Sun Bowl game. Matt Sherman has passed to 54%, 32 consecutive starts before being injured against Michigan. Motion is Dwight. Holding that way. They want the ball to Dwight, and they get it to him. 5-yard gain. Sherman to Dwight. Jason Simmons made the tackle. And a look at the rest of the offense for the Hawkeyes. White joined by Damon Gibson up front at wide receiver. Berger and Banks are the running backs. Across the front, Deal, Reichel, Rose, Mike Goff, an outstanding right guard. Jeremy McKinney was injured in the first half, but he came back to play. They're not limping twice, but he wants to be in this Sun Bowl game. He's in there now. Banks buried, no gain. Defensively, this has been an outstanding unit all season long for the Arizona State Sun Devils. We talked about Jeremy Stott. He's been brilliant. Hamilton Mee having a strong first half. Pat Tillman, he is a wonder out there at linebacker. A little guy who wants to play in the NFL. And across the secondary, excellent. Simmons, Friedman, Richardson, and Courtney Jackson. And of course, Steve Campbell has done a good job at quarterback along with that defensive unit in this first half. Sherman intended for Banks, little off the mark. Banks turning around, couldn't get a hold of it. There was pressure on the quarterback from Hamilton Mee.
And for Matt Sherman, you want to get rid of the football when you have that kind of pressure on you, but you have to do it under control. If you throw it behind a runner like Tavian Banks, it's difficult for him to twist, turn, come up with the football. If you get it into his hands in the flat, he's one-on-one isolated with a linebacker. He can do some good damage.
Once again, Arizona State bringing up a punting situation for the Hawkeyes. Jason Baker will be punting to J.R. Redmond, waiting for it at the 15 of the Sun Devils. Good kick again by the freshman, a boomer. Backs Redmond all the way up to the 5. He escapes the first tackler, but is dropped at the 10-yard line. It is number 89, Ryan McCormick, reserve tight end, who got there to pull him down. 51-yard punt, a 5-yard return.
You know, Tim, we've been talking about some of the decisions of J.R. Redmond as a punt returner this afternoon. Normally, he does an excellent job. But when you field it on the 5, sometimes you're instructed to let it go. Let it bounce into the end zone and bring it out to the 20.
Steve Campbell, the senior quarterback from Corona, California. 6'8", 240-pounder. Mike Martin on first down. Martin joined in the backfield by Jeff Falk at fullback. The wide receiver Lindsey Jackson. He has a touchdown already. Ricky Boyer and the tight end Kendrick Bates. Marvell Smith, Kyle Murphy, Gray Rugemer, Victor Leyva, the freshman, and Glenn Gable, the front. There's running room there for Martin. All the way out to the 25-yard line, and a first down, Sun Devils. Martin at 72 yards on 14 carries in the first half.
And that's just hard running on the inside. The counter tray, the hole opens up like the Red Sea, and Martin does the rest. Take a look right in here. That's where he wants to run. You can see the hole open up, gets good surface on the defensive lineman. The offensive guys of Arizona State do. Martin does the rest with the power.
Jared DeVries, the outstanding defensive tackle for Iowa, is taking himself out here, limping slightly. Coming to the sidelines. Anthony Herron, number 99, is in to replace him.
He's been bothered by that calf strain, and it looks again, that's where they're checking. He said it was kind of partially torn earlier in the season.
On second down, on first down, pardon me, it is Martin again. Martin, as he started out in the first half for the Sun Devils, carrying the load. Look at the Hawkeyes defensively. Jason House, Jared DeVries, Aaron Klein, John LaFleur, and Jeff Kramer, and the linebackers Hughes and Clark. Clark had a good first half. Ed Gibson, Eric Thigpen, Kerry Cooks, and Ples Atkins, a strong secondary for Iowa. Second down. 7, a huge hole this time for Martin. Mike Martin all the way down near the 40-yard line of Iowa. Kerry Cooks forced him out. They're going to mark it at the 44. He just stepped on the sideline there. 28-yard pickup for Mike Martin, the indestructible man of the Arizona State Sun Devils.
The intensity, the fire is there so much for Arizona right now. Look at the change of direction by Martin. Taking it on the inside. Now bounces it right back outside there. Uses the sideline as his friend. No one can catch him. That's just great running on his part. A lot of runners will keep running on the inside. He saw the opening on the outside, shifted gears. Great vision on the part of Martin.
Now up to 118 yards for Mike Martin. Remember, playing part-time with Redmond and Farlow. Campbell just gets it away, and it is incomplete. He felt the pressure, released the ball a little early, and that one is incomplete. The rush came from Anthony Herron. So,
well, you know, you're taking a look at Arizona State and what they like to do. We're seeing a lot of hard running on the inside. They love to come out in a 2 tight end situation. It's a big part of their offense. They'll run it out of the I formation with Martin or Redmond as the tailback. They like to let the defensive linemen go ahead and over pursue, and then Martin uses the good cutback ability.
Redmond, the ball carrier this time on second down. Didn't get much. He was met by Raj Clark, who's had a strong game defensively for the Hawkeyes. DeVries is back in, by the way. Jared DeVries returning to the field for the Hawkeyes at tackle.
You are right, Tim. Raj Clark has had some big hits in this football game. He has filled where the holes have been. The guys up front for him have done a good job at times of maintaining blocks, and he's done the rest.
Steve Campbell, 0 for his last 4. A little movement early there. All kinds of flags, and it looked like Glenn Gable, the right tackle, may have pulled back to set up in his pass protection a hair early.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5 yards, still, 3rd down.
Let's go down to the sideline again as Scott Lasky. Scott?
Which camera? DeVries is back in. He has a strained calf muscle, but he obviously did return. He should be okay.
All right, Scott. There he is, the big guy, number 94.
So
Joseph
tough
Jr.
when you have that calf muscle like that. You just can't get the push. And when it's partially torn like that, you just don't have a base out there. So him out there on guts alone is something to see.
We've got 3rd down and 14. Campbell overthrowing, going deep. Intended for Lindsey Jackson. And Campbell starting to struggle here early in the 2nd half now.
Taking a look at Jared DeVries there, All-American. A lot of people talking about whether or not he'll go pro or not, and he seems to be undecided. And I think one of the big questions with him is his weight. He's only 265 pounds, has the ability to grow, but when he gets to the pro level, all the interior linemen are 300. So he needs to think about that, and I'm sure he will.
Marcus Williams punt. Tony Collins back for it. And Arizona State, after a 28-yard punt, will start from their 21-yard line when we return.
It is a test, not just of strength, but of the power of the mind. And if you complete the journey, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hello, America, and welcome to Nissan's cross-country sales event. Your chance to get great deals on Nissans all across America. Like the new 98 Altima GXE at $229 a month for 39 months with an initial payment of $999. A new Nissan Frontier for $1,600 less than a comparably equipped Tacoma. Or get a great lease on a new Pathfinder. And fantastic deals on a new Maxima, Quest, or Sentra. Hurry to your Nissan retailer while the cross-country sales event is still on the road. Ends January 5th.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals? Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue #1. So don't send the wrong signals. Get Selsun Power.
A tough case of athlete's foot can stop you in your tracks. You get that itching, the cracking, the burning. That's when you want a medicine that acts tough. Boom! Tough Actin Tenactin. It cures even tough cases of athlete's foot. Get Tough Actin Tenactin.
In 1598, Spanish explorer Don Juan de Oñate arrived at the Rio Grande near what is now El Paso, Texas. There, his party celebrated the real first Thanksgiving. Now it's time to celebrate 400 years of history in El Paso. Enjoy the pageantry, jousting, falconers, minstrels, plus a reenactment of the real first Thanksgiving, and lots of entertainment. It took 400 years to plan this party. Don't miss it. The El Paso Quadricentennial.
Kickoff 1998 was one of the hottest teams in the country. UCLA rides their 9-game winning streak into the Cotton Bowl to battle Texas A&M. Tomorrow on CBS.
Tim Ryan with Dave Logan, Scott Lasky here at the Sun Bowl. You're looking at Hayden Fry, one of the legends in college coaching. His team down 10-0 here, 11-13 to go in the 3rd quarter. Been a struggle for them, and they have a long way back. Let's see if they can duplicate this effort. The greatest comeback ever in Sun Bowl history, 1984, Maryland, Tennessee. Johnny Majors led the ball to a 21-point lead at halftime, but then Maryland, led by quarterback Frank Reich, came back from 28 points down, and they got this Tennessee fumble right near the end of that last drive, and the Terps won it 28-27. Quite a comeback. Wonder if Hayden Fry can have his Hawkeyes come up with something here. They're down only 10. Lots of time remaining, 11-13 to go in the 3rd. Play action, Sherman. Sherman's got Dwight wide open, and what an adjustment he made to that ball. First down by Tim Dwight. Nobody on him. He had shaken the defender, and then he saw the ball was going to be overthrown. What a great effort, 33 yards.
That is a sensational catch. Great throw by Sherman. Forget about the doubts on his thumb. Play action sets it up. There's Tavian Banks in the middle. There's the concentration. Great pass protection for Sherman. Now here's the throw, but take a look at the catch. He loses everybody. Great speed and the fake to the inside. Boy, that is nice. But take a look at the hit from Amy right in the chest. And Sherman hangs on. Boy, he's feeling it.
Well, that could be the play that Iowa needs for their wake-up call. Dwight goes in motion behind the ball. Rolling that way is Sherman. Sherman to Dwight again, and it's a good job there by Simmons, reaching in and knocking the pass away. Jason Simmons, number 10.
Now, this is definitely why he's playing corner and not quarterback. I mean, this is great timing on his part. One-on-one coverage on Dwight. Gets the right hand in, avoids body contact, so there's no flag. Sensational play by a corner. Great job, Simmons.
You saw in the live action a little talk from Simmons to Dwight after he made the play.
Oh, yeah.
2nd and 10. Iowa at the Arizona State 46-yard line. Arizona State showing blitz. Sherman went down. He tripped. Coming back from center.
And that's the second time we've watched him go down. He actually trips over the foot of the center. Derek Rose, you'll see coming up. Watch Rose go back, and there it is right there. And earlier, I believe in the second quarter, he tripped over the foot of Tavian Banks.
Yes, he did. So Sherman, again, he made the point at that time that, you know, not having the game action and not being able to practice for a couple of weeks after the injury to his thumb after the Michigan game, that these are the little things.
The little things, the mechanics.
Drop up. White and Collins, the wide receivers, and Sherman didn't like something. He opts for a timeout. And we have 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Iowa driving, but down 10-0.
They've got a 3rd and 8 right now from the 29. Shotgun formation. Quarterback got.
From the most accessible city to the most remote village, everybody needs energy. And energy is very much a Siemens product. Energy from steam, from water, from gas. We can get energy from any available source, including the sun, which means we can get energy to places where we can't even get a car. We are Siemens.
We can do that.
CBS Sports presentation of the Norwest Sun Bowl is sponsored by Norwest. Norwest to the nth degree. Nissan, who reminds you that life is a journey. Enjoy the ride. And by Gillette Sensor XL and the Gillette Series. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Looking at the beautiful Sierra Madre Mountains near El Paso, Texas, site of the Sun Bowl. Look at Hayden Fry. He is very upset at Matt Sherman's taking that timeout. He had a problem looking at the defense, took the timeout. Obviously, Hayden Fry thought it wasn't necessary. This is to Tavian Banks, and Banks breaks one tackle, breaks another, dives for the first down. Did he get there? No, he stepped on the sideline before making it to the marker, but a great effort by Banks, forced out by Damian Richardson.
Now, this is a guy that does just about everything. Take a look at Dwight. He has a great block on the linebacker. See? Looks like it's going to be a pass play. Takes out the backer. This allows Banks out in the flat with space to do some damage. Take a look. That's where you want him to be. Get the ball into his hands. He's your best player, your best back. You have to get the ball to Tavian Banks.
It is 4th down, nearly 2 yards to go for the first. Dwight comes off the field. They're going for it here, down 10-0, 9:51 to go. And they give it to the big fullback, Michael Berger, and he appears to have the first down. The junior from Harlan, Iowa.
Nice execution by Iowa. In a short yardage situation, everybody's thinking it's Tavian Banks. He's either going to go wide, he's going to slash it up the middle, and now you give it to your big guy Berger, and he picks up tough yardage. If you're not ready for that defensively up front, again, he's the closest back to you. And if you don't get a good shot on him, maybe he can get it.
Well, they're going to measure here, and it's going to be close. It is short. It is short. It appeared that Berger had it. Bruce Snyder thought his guys had stopped him. And so the Sun Devils will take over.
Just not enough at the end of it. Here's a replay here. Berger with a nice blast. Really, if you keep his feet, it's tough in there. There's a lot of bodies. And I'm trying to say if you keep your feet moving. But in that situation, you can't. Just not enough power by Mike Berger.
So Arizona State gets the ball back at their own 32-yard line. It looked like the Hawkeyes had something going. Martin, the running back. And Martin, he'll pick up about 4 yards over the 40-yard line.
And you know, that's a personal challenge to your offensive line. They are going to take the heat for that last failed attempt on third down. When it's short, when it's third and short, it is up, excuse me, when it is fourth and short, it is up to the guys up front to get you that yard.
Steve Campbell, the quarterback. 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground with Marlon Farlow, and Farlow's burst gets him out to the 47-yard line before he's driven back. He'll be close to the first down. This mark would indicate that he's got it. They're standing at the 48. First down, Sun Devils. Hughes and Cooks made the tackle.
We've talked a lot about Leyva and DeVries. He gets some help from Cable to tackle, but they're neutralizing Jared DeVries right now. He is not a factor in the game. Has to play it tougher on the inside, fight back towards the ball carrier. Right now, ASU's dominating up front.
The pitch to Farlow again. Farlow jumps over one of his own blockers, but he's met by 3 white shirts, led by Jared DeVries. That's a bit of a physical mismatch, strong as that young man is. DeVries a little too big for him. Well, this place sold out kind of at the last minute, so a few folks had to find their way up the mountain here. They've got a good view. It's mindful of Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe.
I didn't see any binoculars, though. And they better hang on up there.
2nd down, 8. Martin continues as the running back. And it's a reverse to Boyer, comes loose. Boyer picks it up on the hop. And Boyer will get back near the line of scrimmage, but it'll be a loss of at least 1.5 yards on the play. A little razzle-dazzle from the Sun Devils. Failed to click there.
You always hold your breath when you start running the reverses, the razzle-dazzle. You have to make sure that the handoff is intact. And there is a little, it's not as clean as it should be. And sometimes the guy coming around is flying, and he doesn't take time to make sure he has the football. The Rocket didn't do it that time.
He and Redmond both have been the beneficiaries of lucky bounces that came right back to them, preventing turnovers. One happened to Redmond back in the first half. They're down in 10. You can see the difference in the stats. So here's Campbell, and Campbell trying to escape, cannot do so. He is sacked. Raj Clark. 2nd sack of the afternoon by the Hawkeyes.
And Clark has played a solid game all afternoon for Iowa. When you get a big man that's 6'6" or 6'8", it's tough for him to run up the middle and just take off. He just doesn't have the swiftness. So if you can bottle him in, you can get a lot of sacks. But I think Raj has played a great game.
He got his chance when Vernon Rollins, a very good linebacker, went down, and Clark has just had an outstanding season. White and Collins are back, a near block. White catches it at the full gallop and takes it out to the 34-yard line. 31-yard punt this time. They had a lot of pressure on Williams.
You have to make something happen some kind of way, and you almost get there on special teams. Just that close.
So,
hello, America, and welcome to Nissan's cross-country sales event. Your chance to get great deals on Nissans all across America. Like the new 98 Ultima GXE at $229 a month for 39 months with an initial payment of $999. A new Nissan Frontier for $1,600 less than a comparably equipped Tacoma. Or get a great lease on a new Pathfinder. And fantastic deals on a new Maxima, Quest, or Sentra. Hurry to your Nissan retailer while the cross-country sales event is still on the road. Ends January 5th.
Hey, buddy. I'll trade you my scarf for that last Bud Light. Come on. But the hat? That's fair. What more could you possibly want, huh? Oh. You got a raw deal.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
I never said it was the last one.
Make it a Bud Light.
This college football bowl summary is sponsored by Bud Light. If you want great taste. This college football bowl summary is sponsored by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
well, back here at the Sun Bowl, the Arizona State Sun Devils trying to make it 4-0 at this point in the bowl summary of bowl games. Big Ten 1-1. Still a long way to go in this one, and Tom Osborne, what a loss that'll be when he leaves Nebraska right here on CBS Friday night.
That's going to be a tremendous moment. I mean, he has done so much for college football, and we had a chance to talk to Hayden Fry about him, and he said it even affected him a little bit. And we talked about Tom Osborne and what he has meant to the game.
That's right. I think, you know, for Hayden Fry, part of it is that here's a younger man deciding to hang it up, and it's not really on his mind. In fact, Hayden Fry made it official yesterday that he will come back to coach Iowa next year. There had been some speculation because he hadn't really committed, although he's under contract through 2000. But he did say yesterday he's coming back to coach the Hawkeyes again next season. First down, Iowa. Tillman continues at quarterback. Tavian Banks. He gets nearly 10. Banks starting to get loose here in the second half.
Got a little rumble going on out here.
Dwight and Simmons having a few words. Well, that started in the last series when Simmons got in front of Dwight to knock away that pass intended to him, and they had a few words with each other. Don't forget, Dwight on an earlier play had been wide open, and I think Simmons was coming back saying, hey, look, you're not going to get away with that again, and he made a great defensive play. And so now we've got some competition going out here between Tim Dwight and Jason Simmons.
And interesting, when we talked to both gentlemen all week long, Tim, they both said they were looking forward to the challenge. We talked to them about the man-on-man coverage, and they said, that's great. If I beat Simmons, then it's just me and him. And Simmons said the same thing. Look, I'm gonna match up well against him. I'm going to shut him out.
Second down, less than a yard. First down, Banks. Net by Damian Richardson, but not before the Hawkeyes first down. Let's go down to Scott Lasky.
Thanks, Tim. I'm here with Mary Kay Banks and Levance Banks, Tavian Banks' brother and mom. Mom, so far it's been a tough day at the office.
It's been tough. They're going to get it going, though. I know they are. I've got confidence.
When did you know? Obviously, Tavian is one of the greatest backs in the country right now. When did you know that he was going to be such a great athlete?
Probably when he started running track first, when he was 8 and 9 years old. He started setting national records back at that time, and that really surprised me.
Hey, Levance, I got to ask you one question. What's up with the hair? From dreadlocks to Goldilocks. What's up with Tavian's blonde hair?
Well, that's just him being himself, but he got the idea from Drew Hill. So,
Mom, soccer player. I know a big-time soccer player. 1993 was at the U.S. Olympic trials. Not many people know that he was a tremendous soccer player. Did you help influence him one way or another, soccer or football?
Actually, no, I didn't. It was totally his decision. He has been really good at several different sports. It's kind of hard to give up one, but he chose football, and that's fine. We would have supported.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Tim.
Well, Banks up to 52 yards. He just picked up another 10-yarder, but this one will be called back. Holding against the Hawkeyes. And there's a look at the Goldilocks, it's referred to by Scott Lasky, just disappearing into the Hawkeye venture there as he's getting arrested. He's a delightful young guy.
I would have been interested to see what the mother said about the hair. You asked the wrong one. He asked the brother. Get the comment from mom. But that's a big difference right there.
The former Tavian and the new Tavian on the right. There it is. Nice little wrench job. So it's 1st and 15 as that one by Banks called back with a penalty. Sherman, and that's complete to Collins. Collins short of the first down, but it'll leave 2nd and about 3. Now they're going to spot it right at the 45-yard line, so we'll make it 2nd and 4. 12 yards on the play.
One of the few slants or short crossing routes we've seen all afternoon. I thought we'd see a lot more of it, just to keep things moving and to keep it interesting. Again, a nice sharp, actually it's tipped at the line of scrimmage. So it's a good hit by Stott. Good heads-up play. We've seen 2 deflections that have been good plays this afternoon.
2nd and 4. This is Rob Tyne, his first carry of the game. Tyne gets about 3. He'll be short of the first down. Sophomore from Iowa City. In fact, he played behind Tim Dwight at Iowa City High School and was an outstanding running back.
Well, this is a pretty good drive by Iowa. It's important for them because it appears as though they're just nickel and dime in Arizona State right now. But what they're doing is they're moving the chains, they're staying on the field, and they're starting to get a little bit more chemistry. They can't go 3 and out and keep giving it back to Arizona State.
3rd down, a long yard. Big play for the Hawkeyes here. They're in the eye. Tight end Knipper in motion behind the ball. They give it to Tyne. Tyne is stopped short of the first down. Looked with a little spin move like you might find an opening, and then suddenly nothing but maroon shirts appearing there to stop him.
You got stopped once on 4th and 1. What do you do now? Do you come back and try it again? What kind of confidence do you have in your offensive line and your runners? Do you come back with it? I say yes, because right now you've got the hot hand moving.
Under the 3-minute mark we go here in the 3rd quarter. Hawkeyes are going for it again. 4th down and a yard.
Big decision coming up. Big play.
White in the slot to the right. Will they run or will they throw? They've got 4 wides in, 1 running back, and he's met at the line. A good second effort by Banks. This will be close. Arizona State did not buy the passing formation. They were all ready to jump on Banks. Good penetration, but a great effort by Banks may get them the first down. Let's see the spot. Sun Devils say they stopped him short. Officials have yet to signal. Me, Amy, and Chesta all in on that stop, and they will measure.
I think he just made it, just barely.
Well, they failed on their first try, and they have failed again. Sun Devils have stopped them twice. And we have 2:30 to go in the 3rd. Arizona State still on top, 10-0. We'll be right back.
Do you think you're getting the best shave? Take the Sensor XL Challenge. We bet you can't find a closer, safer shave than Sensor XL. No other razor has Sensor XL soft microfins for extra protection and self-adjusting blades for extra closeness. Take the Sensor XL Challenge. Once you experience the safest way to the closest shave, we bet you won't go back. Gillette Sensor XL.
Solid antiperspirants are a great way to keep you dry. These go on clear. For the best combination of both, you need Sure Clear Dry. It gives you the outstanding dryness protection of a solid, yet it glides on this clear. Sure Clear Dry. It's a sure way to be dry.
You know, the real me's pretty basic. I'm even a little practical. Like a while back, I noticed I had some flakes. So naturally, I started using Head & Shoulders. It helps keep the flakes away. And if it leaves my hair looking like this, why mess with a good thing?
Get ready to make contact with the stars.
I taught myself the Force.
The Late Show with David Letterman. Tonight, you will believe.
Now
that Monday Night Football is over, men everywhere are being reunited with their families.
I have a baby? Mom, Dad, you're still alive! Rex, you're not a puppy anymore!
And even better, they're being reunited with TV's best comedy lineup.
It's good!
CBS Monday. Welcome home.
The Sun Devils lead the Hawkeyes 10-0 with 2:30 to go in the third, and twice now Arizona State has stopped Iowa on 4th and short. Well, coming up tonight, Michael Bishop of Kansas State, one of 2 running quarterbacks in this game. He'll lead the Wildcats with a 10-1 mark. Against Syracuse's Donovan McNabb, he can run it as well. He'll lead the Orangemen into the Fiesta Bowl tonight on CBS at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Bowl action continues here on CBS Sports.
I'm sorry, Tim. Syracuse has been on some kind of roll lately.
They have. They had a great finish after a sluggish start in the Big East. Mike Martin on first down, got about 2. Steve Campbell passing. He's 0 for 5 since his touchdown pass, the only touchdown of the game. That came to Lindsey Jackson, a 35-yarder back early in the second quarter. Let's see whether he goes back to the air. The Sun Devils stayed on the ground the last series. Second down and 8. High formation. Falk leading Martin. Martin driving hard. Hard running by Mike Martin over the 50-yard line into Hawkeye territory.
Now, when you talk about Joe Frazier, and that's what Coach Snyder meant by Mike Martin is my Joe Frazier. He's going to pound you on the inside. He's going to wear down a defense. That's what he's talking about right there. That run epitomizes exactly what he's talking about. That's just all Martin there. Desire, good leg strength, low gravity to the ground. And if they continue to run like this, Campbell doesn't have to throw the football.
3rd and a yard. Martin again, he had a good hole. And a burst of speed takes him all the way to the 20-yard line. Eric Thigpen finally got him there, but the senior from Dallas, Texas, 862 yards on the season, picks up another 30 here.
And when you start seeing a lot of players arm tackle, they're not in the right position, that means the fatigue is starting to set in. This is just a routine dive up the middle. But take a look at Martin again. Uses his blockers effectively, good vision, but you're seeing a lot of arm tackles right there in the picture. That means that players are tired. No one is extending, no one's running through the ball carrier.
159 yards now. Redmond is in. Redmond has a hole. Hauled down at the 5-yard line by Thigpen. And it might be another vivid example of what you just described, Dave, because this Hawkeyes defense has been on the field a long time today. We've got another whole quarter to go.
They're starting to wear down. Now here comes your slasher. 2 tight end formation. We talked about that earlier. Now watch Redmond on the outside. Notice how he uses the convoy blockers. Gable, great block. Right back to the outside for Redmond. And if you don't have force on there, you're not going to catch him.
15 yards, leaving 1st and goal from the 5. Redmond again. Redmond struggles down near the goal line. He'll be stopped short by about a yard. The sophomore from Carson, California, all Pac-10, wants to play defense and go for the Heisman next year like Woodson did it this year.
Now this is just power, just a little bit more push, and Redmond goes in. The battle at the line of scrimmage is now being controlled by Arizona State. They're just moving Iowa off the football. Iowa should be working up the field, straight ahead in the backfield. When you start to see them go down the line of scrimmage laterally, they're out of steam.
Got a player down here. It is a Sun Devil. No, it's a Hawkeye. Can't quite get a number on him yet, but we'll get that to you as quickly as we can. Just looks like he's going to get to his feet under his own power. And it is John LaFleur, the right tackle, the senior from Jefferson, South Dakota. And fortunately, he's up and leaving under his own power. And again, he's got to be one of those tired defenders on the Hawkeye front.
You know they're tired. I mean, they have spent a lot of time on the field. Take a look at LaFleur here. And it looks as though he just lands on his leg, if you can see it there.
44 seconds left in the third quarter as LaFleur comes off. Talking about J.R. Redmond. It'd be kind of a reverse Woodson, if you will, if he could pull it off next year, because he's an offensive player who wants to get some time on defense. Play safety or corner. He's going to play. Martin takes it in. Touchdown. Mike Martin. And the Sun Devils widen their lead with 31 seconds still to go in the third.
Now that's uncontested there. You have to play tougher goal line defense than that. At least if they get in on the third try. But this is just too easy. Good blocking, nice pull, nice trap, great lead block by Polk, and that sets it up. You've got Polk, you got a big guard pulling, and then you've got Jurassic Park leading as well. He just walks in. That's too easy.
Robert Neese will attempt the point after. And it's good. 17-0 Sun Devils. Mike Martin with the touchdown, joining Lindsey Jackson as a touchdown scorer for Arizona State today.
You get this close and you start to smell it. It's yours. Every great running back loves to be in a situation. But take a look. He just wants in. Look at Polk. Polk is like, what? You're kidding me? I didn't have
to do nobody anything. To hit.
There's nobody for me to hit.
So Mike Martin makes it 17-0 with a point after, and a reminder to click on to CBS Sportsline, where you'll find a wrap-up of today's game and news on all the College Bowl action. Get the latest scores, stats, and highlights, exclusive columns, and the latest breaking news in sports. Plus, check out the most in-depth Olympic site on the web. Get in on the action at cbs.sportsline.com. Happy Sun Devils, but they've got a whole quarter to play here. Nonetheless, they have dominated the Hawkeyes to this point. Let's go to Scott Lasky.
Extended his back, but LaFleur should be back. No problem. Back to you.
John LaFleur with the stretched out back and missed playing it on that final play that saw Martin go into the end zone when they ran it right over where he would normally be. Arizona State has had the ball for 24 minutes, 48 seconds to Iowa's 17:42, and most of those for the Hawkeyes have been 3 and outs. They tried twice on 4th down to maintain possession and were stopped. Kickoff taken by Richard Carter. Carter gets out to the 17-yard line. Or is driven back there. 20 seconds left in the third quarter with a flag down on the kickoff return play. Looks like a personal foul against Arizona State.
That's going to help him at least. Much better return.
Referee Ken Flaherty from the Western Athletic Conference.
Dead ball, personal foul, late hit on the kicking team, 15 yards, first down.
Well, the Hawkeyes will accept any help they can get.
Absolutely.
Hayden Fry started Matt Sherman as senior quarterback and missed the last 5 games of the year with a thumb injury. Brought in Randy Reiners and then returned to Sherman. Here's a look at the play.
Well, look at that. Jeff Boyer. That's just a shove to the face. Right in front of the official. No way you can get away with that. If you're underneath the foul, maybe.
So the Hawkeyes start from their 34-yard line. Play action. Sherman, deep sideline. Intended for Damon Gibson and the Arizona State Sun Devils. The official signaled as though it was an Iowa first down. Close on the sideline, and our view obscured here by the players standing up. Friedman, the safety, was there on the coverage.
He just takes it away. That's all it is. He just takes it away from Gibson. Actually, it's out of bounds, so that's hard to tell. But take a look. Both players fighting for the football. Friedman, Gibson has it. Friedman just takes it away from him. He just strips it from him.
But the officials are going to say that he had it. Gibson did inbounds. It is an Iowa first down. And now again, just as they were about to snap the ball, they've come to the end of the third quarter, but it is a completed pass ruled by the officials to Damon Gibson, even though Friedman stole it away from him.
Was he down? Was the knee down before he took it away. Was it down right there? Boy, that's hard to tell.
Nonetheless, it is an Iowa first down, and when play continues, that's the end of the third quarter with the score. Arizona State 17, Iowa nothing. We'll return to Sun Devil Stadium right after this message and a word from your local station.
Hello, Northwest. Our pre-approved mortgage? Right, the loan is in your back pocket when you make an offer. You made an offer. It worked. Well, that's terrific. 30, 32, 56, no... Wait a minute, that's my house. But I don't want to move.
At Pennzoil, we know brutal driving doesn't just take place on a racetrack. It begins at the end of your driveway. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. If this reminds you of your commute, we recommend you use Pennzoil motor oil. Pennzoil, formulated for today's stop-and-go driving.
Morning, Bob. Morning, Henry.
Stop, go, Pennzoil.
The Olympic Winter Games return to CBS. Share a moment with the world.
A call for help. And News Hawk 5 answers.
Good news here, those hikers missing since yesterday up near Four Peaks have been found, and our News Hawk 5 pilot Jerry Clifton is the one who found them.
Bringing 2 stranded hikers to safety.
And as we flew over the canyon, it was this orange flagging material.
News Hawk pilot Jerry Clifton covering news and saving lives.
They were waving it at us. We went
down. Leading the way in exclusive coverage of breaking news. Arizona 5 News. Keep your eye on us.
2.9% financing now on used cars and trucks. That's right, only Mel Clayton offers 2.9% financing and low sale prices on hundreds of used cars, trucks, and vans. For example, this 96 Taurus, only $99.95, finance at 2.9%. Or this 96 Ford Explorer, only $12,995, finance at 2.9%. Hundreds more to choose from during the holiday sale, only at Mel Clayton Ford and the Mel Clayton Auto Center.
You're doing it right.
Hello, Phoenix, and welcome to Nissan's year-end cross-country sales event. Right now, you'll find low 4.8% financing for 48 months on every tough 97 Nissan Pathfinder and on every 97 Nissan Quest. Or how about no payments for 90 days? Don't forget to check out the powerful new 98 Nissan Frontier truck. Or put yourself in any other Nissan you've had your eye on. Just hurry into your Valley Nissan retailer while Nissan's year-end cross-country sales event is still on the road.
Happy Hanukkah from Arizona 5, CBS.
Back at the Sun Bowl, beginning the fourth quarter of play. I will be going from left to right here. A sellout crowd, 49,000 and plus. And as you see through the course of the game here, after a scoreless first quarter, Arizona State with 10 in the second, another touchdown in the third. And here is that last somewhat controversial play. You'll see both of the players come down with it, although Gibson has possession there, and then Friedman wrenches it away from him. The officials on the field said that it was a simultaneous catch, and therefore the offense maintains possession. And Iowa with the ball. And the halfback pass. And whistles blew as Tavian Banks had to reach down for the pass from the quarterback Sherman, and his knee touched the ground, so it's his pass becomes no pass, and it was caught by Knepper down inside the 5-yard line.
And that is a shame, because that's an excellent play. Just a flanker screen out there to Banks, actually in that position. Is the knee down? Yes, it is. And that's where the ball is dead. If it was not for that, I think it's a nice play. I like the call.
Well, we watched them work on that in practice, and the Banks threw some of them well and some of them not so well, but he had that one on the mark. However, it'll come back. It turned out to be a loss on the play where he caught the ball, a loss of about 5. 2nd and 15. Sherman changing up the play. 4 wide receivers. Sherman to Willock. Richard Willock, number 25, the senior from Chicago. Took quite a lick as he caught the ball, but he hung on. Jason Simmons on the coverage.
Nice close by Simmons. Picture perfect.
7-yard gain. Iowa with a 3rd down, and they're at the 35-yard line of the Sun Devils.
You talked a lot about ASU's, their defensive backs. Then they have played a strong game this afternoon. Consistency has been there throughout the game.
White wide to the left. Not been able to get the ball to him very much today. Sherman under pressure again. Pumps once and then throws it up the field as he was about to get sacked. And it'll be incomplete along the near sideline. White, the intended receiver.
He's always got a smile on his face. Loves to play the game regardless of the situation. And that's his good buddy, Sherman. These guys are like brothers. And the chemistry had been so well for them earlier in the season before Sherman got injured. And Dwight, seeing him in trouble, trying to work his way back to him. Nothing can happen on the play, but both those guys just love the game of football. Great competitors.
1,000 yards career in 3 different categories for Tim Dwight at the University of Iowa. He's also completed both of the passes he's attempted, and he's seen some time on the defensive side of the ball as well. 4th down, they're going for it. Sherman, and it is incomplete, intended for Dwight. And who was there? Jason Simmons. And now Dwight gets up and gives Simmons a push. Simmons was not about to leave the area immediately. He wanted Dwight to realize who had just made the play on him again. These guys are really battling.
That has been one battle this afternoon. Both guys going up for it. But Simmons has just played an outstanding game against Tim Dwight.
So Arizona State will take over again. 13:23 to go.
There's no doubt about it. Solid antiperspirants are a great way to keep you dry. This leading clear won't keep you quite as dry, but it's clear. To get a better kind of dry, you need the best combination of both. That's new Sure Clear Dry. Sure Clear Dry is a whole new kind of antiperspirant with a revolutionary new formula that gives you the outstanding dryness protection of a solid, yet it glides on this clear. We're sure it's a better way to be dry, but draw your own conclusions. New Sure Clear Dry. It's a surer way to be dry.
I have a lot of fun playing characters that are impulsive and dramatic, because the real me is pretty basic. I'm even a little practical. Like a while back, I noticed I had some flakes. So naturally, I started using Head & Shoulders. Of course, it helps keep the flakes away. And if it leaves my hair looking like this, why mess with a good thing?
Head & Shoulders changes dandruff problems
Into beautiful hair.
I thought quarterbacks were the smart ones.
That's right.
Ooh, he hasn't shaved.
But it hurts.
Another foam shaver. Hey, he didn't know about Edge Pro Gel.
New Edge, Reg?
This is New Edge Pro Gel, and it's a moisturizing formula, so it protects better than the foam.
Doesn't hurt.
Would I let you get hurt? And now he is beautiful, just like me.
New Edge Pro Gel, the best edge ever. Save your skin.
In 1993, we changed everything. Dodge became the new Dodge, and the new Dodge became Intrepid. Now we're changing the way cars are created. Today's new Intrepid is the world's first car designed, assembled, and proven on computers, enabling a degree of precision never before possible. Welcome to the world of the new Dodge Intrepid. We're changing everything. Again.
Ring in the new year at the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Kansas State and their daunting defense take on Syracuse and their scoring machine, Donovan McNabb. Tonight on CBS. Just watch.
Well, we at CBS would like to take this chance to thank all the people here in El Paso who have been so gracious to us during our stay here. It's just been a ball for all of us to be part of this, and they've made this 30 consecutive Sun Bowl telecast on CBS, so very special for us. Alex Acosta, the 1997 president of the Sun Bowl Association, Joyce Feinberg, executive director, Jimmy Rogers, past president and the CBS liaison, and Sam Santana, the chairman of the CBS host committee. We want to congratulate the Sun Bowl on extending its agreement with Norwest Bank. They announced yesterday they'll continue as sponsor next year. So, again, many thanks to all of them. Heard about the great experience here for so long, Dave, and it's been a treat to come here for the first time, and hope you get a chance to do it again.
I do too, Jim.
13:23 to go, and for the third time in the game, the Sun Devils taking over on downs. That is J.R. Redmond getting out to the 40-yard line. Arizona State leading 17-0 over Iowa. And unfortunately for the Hawkeyes, the quarterback problems that they had coming into the game because of Matt Sherman being out of action for the last 5 games with a dislocated and fractured thumb plagued them to the game thus far. Steve Campbell has played well enough, and with a great defensive job by the Sun Devils defense, Campbell has done the job well enough on offense to give them this lead. He's replacing the injured Ryan Keeley. Keeley hurt in that final game against Arizona. And Steve Campbell suddenly getting his first start on national television in the Northwest Sun Bowl. Redmond, the ball carrier there, stopped by Aaron Clyde. You know, Campbell 5 of 11. So
another good point too, Tim, as you mentioned, is that when you look at Campbell, one of the big things we talked about was the backs having a good game. And if they had a good game, it would take a lot of the pressure off of him. He wouldn't have to come back and have to throw down after down in order for them to be successful. Again, credit goes to the ASU offensive line. They've done a great job of neutralizing things up front.
Martin has 160 yards rushing, and Redmond 42 before the last carry. And that's Redmond again, stopped by Ed Gibson this time, and as usual, Marlon Farlow chipping in. He's got 29 yards and 6 carries. Well, here's how it went. It was a 35-yard touchdown pass from Campbell to Lindsey Jackson. He made a brilliant catch and then ran nicely into the end zone. A field goal by Robert Neese from 20 yards out made it 10-0. And then Michael Martin, after a good drive, taking it in from 1 yard out against an apparently tiring Hawkeye defensive front to make it 17-0. The Hawkeyes have forced the punt situation here from Marcus Williams. Dwight and Gibson are back. And Dwight yet to break one, but you just know he's always just a play away from making something happen. And he'll have a chance here. Takes off one tackler, but can't get past the rest. Adam Archuleta made the tackle. 45-yard punt.
Look at the fielding of the punter, Williams. See the right knee? He's down. That's down. The play should have been whistled dead. He's down.
Low snap. Fielded well by Marcus Williams, and he did get the punt off. So we'll be back.
Hi, I'm asking people to do things.
It's not my nature.
How about a mutual fund, you know, say for retirement or your kids' college education? See, with Norwest, you can change your nature.
What are you, a psychologist?
No, but I played one on TV.
Today, we have more computing power than the entire industry had when we designed the first Dodge Intrepid. We have the power to digitally blueprint, assemble, and test a car to make sure things fit right and work well, to make a quieter, roomier, quicker car. We have the power to change. The new Dodge Intrepid. We're changing everything. Again.
CBS Sports presentation of the Norwest Sun Bowl is sponsored by Norwest. Norwest to the nth degree. The new Dodge, it's about change. And by Pringles. So fresh, once you pop, you can't stop.
Sunny, cool afternoon in El Paso, Texas at the Norwest Sun Bowl, where the Arizona State Sun Devils are leading 17-0, 11:09 to go in regulation time. Matt Sherman continues at quarterback. First down, 14-yard line of Iowa. Play action again. Sherman leads one rusher by the short pass to his release man, but it was good coverage intended for Banks. Jeremy Stott with the pressure, and a good job by Stephen Trejo on the coverage.
Where am I?
Let's go to Scott Lasky.
Where's my guy? Okay, now I understand these just got hot off the press, these Cornheads things, just for this game. Is that correct?
That's right. They just came out in the Hawkeye huddle last night, and they sold out.
Now, is this actually a relative of some kind of the Cheeseheads, of course, that we know all about from Green Bay?
Well, there's no relatives. We love the Cheeseheads, but, hey, there's nothing finer than the corn in Carolina.
I do know you told me before there is an actual strategy on how you wear the corn on your head.
Yeah, see, you got to point it up to have a positive attitude. Keep it up.
All right, good for you. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, okay. Rob Tyne was the ball carrier in the last play. He got a couple of yards. Well, these folks from Iowa have come a long way. They deserve to have a good time, even though they're down 17-0.
And I think the key in this game is that the players need to have as much fun as the fans are having. And that's one of the reasons why I don't feel they've done as well, because they haven't come into the game loose and just let it all hang out.
You're not suggesting you put those corn drops on there.
That could be dangerous.
Third down and 8. Jeremy McKinney again came limping off. He keeps going back out there to try, but he's hurting today. Sherman gets some time, but his receiver slipped as he made his cut to the sideline. And that was Damon Gibson, number 18. As he tried to turn on the out, he slipped down. So it is fourth down, and I will have to punt.
And a lot of times it just takes more than one game to get the timing and the chemistry right between receiver and quarterback. And that time, Gibson, as you mentioned, Tim, he just slips and falls down. But even if he's up, I don't know whether or not he catches the football.
Punting situation again. Jason Baker to J.R. Redmond. Redmond back at the 30, back at the 44-yard line. Baker, another good punt. They've got themselves a fine young punter in Baker. Redmond works his way to the 44, having had to back up for the punt. And Doug Miller is there to make the tackle for the Hawkeyes. A 49-yard punt from Baker. Well, remember, tomorrow join CBS for a New Year's Day tradition, the Southwestern Bell Cotton Bowl Classic. UCLA Skip Hicks, 25 TDs, led the nation, leads the Bruins versus the Texas A&M Aggies, and they've got a quality running game of their own. Dante Hall leads them into their Cotton Bowl clash tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern, right here on CBS. I like UCLA, and that's a good football team in the Pac-10. This is Jeff Falk. Fullback number 44. Jurassic Polk, they call him.
And the troubles continue for Iowa defensively. When on first down, your fullback is picking up 9-10 yards on the pop. That's not a good sign. And when your offense is struggling like Iowa's is right now, and you've got a good defense like Iowa does, you have to make something happen defensively. And they have not been able to force any turnovers this afternoon.
Second and short, less than a yard for a first. Give it to Polk again. Polk trying to pick his way this time. Now he powers his way for the first down to the 45-yard line of Iowa. Ed Gibson on the tackle.
Ed Gibson is a corner. He's coming up and he's making tackles that linebackers and tackles should be making. That's not a good sign. That's dominance right there. That's all you can call that. Look at the rushing yard, 261 to 22. If you would have told anybody coming into this game that Tavian Banks would not even have that, they would have said you're nuts.
Banks with the 47 yards, but that's 22 net for Iowa with a number of losses. That is Mike Martin, Martin gets down to the 42-yard line of Iowa. Met by the linebacker Raj Clark again.
You have to be impressed with what Coach Snyder has done with his system, and especially his running backs. He's got 3 good ones in this game, but he's been instrumental in the careers of Eric Dickerson, who had the best single-season rushing for the Rams, the great Ricky Bell, who passed away years ago. This guy knows running backs.
And I think he has a special affection for them, too. And that's certainly the way he talks about Mike Martin and the fact that he uses all 3 of his backs. This time it's Marlon Farlow. There's the 3rd guy who only had 450 yards this season.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's all.
Playing 3rd string. But I think, you know, that's the point, is that Bruce Snyder last year is the coach of the year in all of the nation. A great job he did getting them to the Rose Bowl game. I think he doesn't act as though, he doesn't treat them as though they're 1, 2, 3.
Right.
He says, I've got 3 running backs. They're all going to play, and he makes sure they does.
They're all special to him. And so he gets a reputation throughout the country. So great high school running backs want to come and play for him.
He's got a 3rd down and a long 4. Inside the 40-yard line now of Iowa. This is Farlow again, and he's pulled down, this time behind the line by Jared DeVries. DeVries came into this bowl game with 64 tackles, 48 of them solo, 7 sacks, 32 career sacks, outstanding player. And of course, Hayden Fry is hoping he'll come back next year to finish out his college career instead of turning pro, and that decision yet to be made.
And I think he said after this game he wants to sit down, decide. But I think if you take games like this, Tim, and you try and get a feel for what the pro scouts want, where they project you in the draft, and if he's hearing things that he's not comfortable with, if they're saying 3rd, 4th, if he can't be a #1 draft pick in the NFL, what's the sense in going early?
Yeah, I think he's simply going to have to wait and see how the picks go. Marcus Williams standing back at his own 40-yard line to punt, and Dwight and Gibson waiting for it.
Still 4th down.
Did they call delay of game? They did against Arizona State. So some miscue on the specials teams here, and backs it up to the 45-yard line. Doesn't hurt Williams at all for his punt, really, because it gives him a little more of an angle to try and drop it in there and keep it away from Tim Dwight if he can. They've done a good job covering Dwight. Very nice. Another low snap. He handles that, and he does not get a good kick. It's short and comes down right at the 25-yard line. Kind of a line drive shot without a lot on it, just a 21-yarder. Damon Gibson caught it there and was dropped immediately. 7:02 to go, regulation time.
Before we built one part for the new Dodge Intrepid, we built the whole car digitally. That way, we were able to test more than 2,000 engines, numerous suspensions, a multitude of seats, and a vast number of headlamps. The result is impressive. You might say it's 1 in a million. The new Dodge Intrepid. We're changing everything. Again.
Go where you wanna go. Find the road you've never taken.
This is the tire that changed driving forever. The all-season Goodyear Aqua Tread with the advanced deep groove Aqua Channel that sweeps water away for serious traction in the wet, especially in braking. Goodyear Aqua Tread.
Serious freedom. Goodyear, Goodyear.
It is the greatest Western of all time. And on Saturday, the legend rides again.
I hear you fellas are headed for a fight.
We're bringing back the adventure.
Looking for guns to protect an Indian village.
The trauma.
Step aside, lady. We don't hang men around here for no reason.
And the heroes in a new television series that's destined to make history again.
Double or nothing.
The Magnificent Seven. 2-hour series premieres CBS Saturday. Contains violent scenes.
Tim Ryan with Dave Logan, Scott Lasky back here at the Northwest Sun Bowl in El Paso. Arizona State continues to dominate, and you can see the numbers there, 374 total yards. And the Pac-10 has been beaten up on the Big Ten here in the Sun Bowl. The last time around it was Stanford 38-0 over Michigan State. That was a year ago. What are your thoughts?
This one isn't looking much better. I mean, the margin isn't as big, but yet Iowa has failed to put points on the board.
They have indeed, and Matt Sherman seems to be getting a little sharper as the game goes on, but he struggled early, and Arizona State has just shut down the Iowa offense, including Tavian Banks, who's picked it up here somewhat in the second half. Sherman, and that one well off the mark and could have been picked off, but it's in the ground in front of Mitchell Friedman. Strong safety number 13. Let's go to Scott Lasky.
Thanks, Tim. I'm here with John Fulmer, the Sun Bowl chairman of the selection committee. Now, I understand it was pretty emotional for you. Actually, you are a former Sun Devil, a former linebacker, so to get these guys here, it must have been great for you.
Oh, yeah, it was great. You know, I've been a volunteer for 26 years, and to have my team back here and have a beautiful day like today, my old coach, Frank Cush, is here. A lot of my alumni guys and my teammates are back here. This is phenomenal, and it's just an experience. It's overwhelming me, really, Scott.
We actually have a photo of you as a linebacker. Was it about 5 years ago?
Yeah, right. Did I have a face mask? That's how long ago it's been since I played. You know, the photo, they showed it to me the other day with those high tops. And had a lot of hair, no gray hair. I was a lot trimmer and slimmer and ready to go, but they presented me the award the other night, and it was really touching. And this is why I do it. This is what it's all about, Scott.
Thanks a lot, John. Back to you, Tim.
Okay, Scott, when you saw Matt Sherman sacked by Jeremy Stott, Stott knows how to do that. He had 9.5 over the regular season. And Sherman, 0 for his last 5 passes, has really been struggling here, and he's now endured 5 sacks in this game from the Arizona State Sun Devils. Remember, Ronnie Reiners did play part of the first quarter, late first quarter, but it's been all Sherman the rest of the way. And he's going deep now for Dwight. And Dwight can't get to it. Pass just not there. And Dwight, a little slow to get up this time. It looks like he's hurting a little bit. You gotta hurt him to hurt him. That guy hits a
no doubt about it.
And he dove for that.
Yeah.
He hurt himself, don't you think, David?
I do, and I think he's been hurt just by the afternoon, but Simmons has just done a great job. He's running with him stride for stride. You keep in mind that Dwight has 4.3 speed, but again, it's not the best throw, and that's an indication that the thumb is not where Sherman wants it to be.
So the Hawkeyes again will have to punt. Jason Baker to Redmond. Redmond signals fair catch at the 40-yard line of Arizona State. 5:54 to go in regulation time, and the Sun Devils continue to lead 17-0.
Oh, okay, you'll help add spirit to my cause. You know, do things like invest in mutual funds. The Northwest investment people offer hundreds of them. They're a great way to squirrel away some money. Fine. Fine, this wouldn't be the first time I've worked without a squirrel, you know.
Gentlemen, I'm going to read you your rights. You had the right to be strong, to be healthy, to shine. The right to make your own choices. And when it comes to your hair, you have the right to choose Pantene Pro V. The Pro Vitamin formula gets in there, penetrating root to tip, improving it all. It helps keep your hair healthy, shiny, strong. Pantene Pro V, for hair so healthy, it shines. It's the right stuff.
El Paso Juarez is the world's largest international community. Nestled between the southernmost tip of the Rocky Mountains and the northernmost tip of Mexico's Sierra Madres, the region is home to 2 million people separated only by the Rio Grande. Site of a centuries-old trade route, the area is rapidly emerging as the true gateway for U.S.-Mexican trade. So come enjoy our unique blending of border culture where 2 countries and 3 states meet. El Paso Juarez International Experience.
Saturday.
Nora was killed last night.
With my knife? Has Chuck Norris's friend been framed for murder?
I'm going to prove it faster than you can say plea bargain.
Take him out! An all-new Walker, CBS Saturday.
We're under the 6-minute mark to go here in the fourth quarter. Arizona State shutting out the Hawkeyes 17-0. In the second quarter, this was the first touchdown of the game, and that was Campbell to Lindsey Jackson. Made a great catch and then some nifty moves to take it in, a 35-yard touchdown. And then in the third quarter, after a good drive by the Sun Devils, it was Mike Martin deservedly getting a touchdown. He's their leading rusher today, 163 yards for him, and that made it 17-0. Field goal by Robert Neese added to the score. That's Mike Martin there, getting about a yard before he stacked up.
The ball carrier, number 29, Michael Martin.
Championship trophy of the Sun Bowl, the Northwest Sun Bowl trophy, beautiful one, and
very nice.
Of course, there are MVP trophies too to offensive and defensive stars of the game, all waiting to be presented. Shadows creeping across the field here at Sun Bowl Stadium, and in fact, they've turned the lights on. It's been a bright, sunny afternoon, fairly cool temperatures, but a great day for football, and these young men from Arizona State and Iowa have enjoyed the hospitality of El Paso that's been famous for years and certainly was much in evidence all week here. Second down and 8. Martin met at the line of scrimmage and no gain that time as Raj Clark gets in there again, and he's played a strong game today for the Hawkeyes.
If you have to look at one Hawkeye defensively that has had a well of a game in this kind of defeat, it's not over yet, but in this kind of effort this afternoon, it has been Raj Clark. He has been sensational. He's played with a lot of fire, a lot of integrity. He's done a good job. Very good job. Look at Arizona State now. They're just taking their time. The clock is in their favor. They're in the huddle talking about what they're going to do on the way back and comparing things, and it's been a great afternoon for them.
Sun Devils have made it all the way to the Rose Bowl a year ago, at a shot at the national championship. Everybody wrote them off this year. They were going to be ranked in the top 40. But they surprised everybody. Finished number 16, and Bruce Snyder's done a great job with this team, and you've got to be optimistic about their chances in the Pac-10 next year. Ryan Keeley, a freshman star, popping up to follow the great effort of last year's quarterback. Of course, you know, Jake the Snake off into the pros did really he had himself a fine rookie year in the NFL. Jake Plummer.
You watch the last several series for Arizona State, and it's been run. 3 runs, punt. 3 runs, punt. And that's okay with them because Coach Snyder says, well, I've got a defense. I've got a good defense. I'll give it back to Iowa. They haven't been able to generate anything this afternoon, so he can stay conservative and just let the clock run out.
Down to 3:25 to go, and there's no way that Bruce Snyder would be trying to rub it in against Hayden Fry either. Good punt by Williams. Taken by Dwight. And he has popped again and hit hard. And boy, they have done a sensational job on this brilliant punt returner. This time, Jeff Boyer, reserve linebacker, on the tackle.
Where does Napa keep over 200,000 different parts? Right up here. Now remember, your belt tension on this is critical. What kind of car is it? Well, I'll sell you all the struts you want, but I wouldn't recommend putting them in without the right tools. I'm sure we have it. Okay, is it a 77 or a 78? Because they changed the carburetor in 78. Actually, that's not a stupid question at all. I know what it used to be. You don't stay at Napa long handing out the wrong answers, and I'm not planning on going anywhere.
America running.
Do I hear 2,000 for a date with supermodel Jennifer? 2,000.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals?
Sold to number 10 for $2,000.
Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue #1. So don't send the wrong signals. Get Selsun Power.
Solid antiperspirants are a great way to keep you dry. These go on clear. For the best combination of both, you need Sure Clear Dry. It gives you the outstanding dryness protection of a solid, yet it glides on this clear. Sure Clear Dry. It's a sure way to be dry.
Milestone victory for Arizona. Simon Says championship.
March Madness, only on CBS.
3:10 to go. Iowa ball at their own 13-yard line. Randy Reiners has been installed back at quarterback, and look at that play on Dwight.
It has been a tough afternoon for the nation's leading punt returner. Look at him over there. He is frustrated. He's a competitor, but he knows it's been a long afternoon.
4 returns, 4 yards. He averages 19.3, best in the nation. Reiners throwing deep on first down, and it is caught by Damon Gibson, number 18, with 2 defenders around him. Good job by Gibson. Nice throw by Reiners. Coming cold off the bench, 39 yards and a first down into Arizona State territory, the 48.
And they needed this earlier, but no, hey, at least they're getting it. Nice corner route by Gibson. Good strong throw by Reiners, something they were not getting from Sherman because of the thumb injury. He just didn't have the velocity.
Tim Dwight, who's had 39 catches on the season, has been shut down in that department. They've stopped his punt returns, his kickoff returns, and they were certainly keying on that young guy. And what great credit it is to him. 5'9", 185-pounder. First down, Hawkeyes. Reiners looked like he wanted to run with it. Now he's going to take off. And Reiners gets down to the 40-yard line. Looked like that was going to be a quarterback draw, and he didn't see the hole he wanted, but he wound up running well anyway.
And now what they need to do is it really should be operating out of a 2-minute offense. Forget about going back into the huddle.
Mitchell Friedman made the tackle there. You can see the good job ASU has done defensively.
Oh, yeah, look at that. 3 plays out. 5 plays out. 7 was their longest drive. 5 and then 3. Can't get it done like that.
Second down and about 13. I'm sorry, second and 3. Long pass down the sideline intended for Bashir Yamini, and his first appearance in the game. Flag down, and see which way this one goes. It was on the sideline. It may be a little push by the defender on Yamini.
And that will definitely help. If you can get a quick score here and then come back an onside kick, who knows?
Pass interference, defense, that's 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, and an automatic first down.
So it is interference. Apparently Friedman on Yamini.
Yeah. Well, he just bumps him out of bounds. I mean, that is so evident. It's not even funny. You can't touch him there. You can't hit him like that. Balls in the air like that, you have to leave him alone.
Under 2 minutes to go. Quick jump. No whistles yet, and what a burst by that defensive front of Arizona State, and Reiners sacked by Larry Johnson. 6 sacks on the day for ASU.
Everybody's coming in this situation. This is when you have to tighten down. Arizona State's now saying, guys, preserve the goose egg. We're winning the game, but we don't want them to have anything. Nowhere for Reiners to go. Now, what happens is that Arizona State, with a great balanced rush, nowhere to step up and run to.
1:43 remains. Arizona State on top, 17-0.
Hello, Northwest. Our pre-approved mortgage? Right, the loan is in your back pocket when you make an offer. You made an offer. It worked. Well, that's terrific. 32, 56, no... Wait a minute, that's my house. But I don't want to move.
In 1993, we changed everything. Dodge became the new Dodge, and the new Dodge became Intrepid. Now we're changing the way cars are created. Today's new Intrepid is the world's first car designed, assembled, and proven on computers, enabling a degree of precision never before possible. Welcome to the world of the new Dodge Intrepid. We're changing everything. Again.
Back at the Sun Bowl. Second down, pardon me, Iowa. This is Reiners doing a good job. He got the ball off to the tight end, Knipper. And Knipper struggles down to about the 27-yard line. He'll be short of the first down considerably, as they were 2nd and 15. The executive producer of CBS Sports is Terry Ewert, and the coordinating producer of NASDAQ College Football, Craig Silver. Today's game was produced by Bob Mansbach, directed by Kathy Barretto. The coordinating producer of College Football Today, Eric Mann. College Football Today was directed by Bob Mattina. The associate director of today's game, Suzanne Smith. The associate producer is John Coleman, and our broadcast associates, Tom Capola and Mark Berghardt. The technical manager, Milt Jackson. Reiners, good effort there, and he connects to Richard Carter. Carter's going to score. Touchdown. Richard Carter prevents the Hawkeye shutout on the pass from Reiners, who stood in there, took the hit, and still delivered a real good pass.
And that's the key right there, Tim. You hit it on the head. You have to give credit to Reiners, because he knew he was going to take a pop, but he had to stand there, had to make sure he got the football off and let Carter have an opportunity to score. But boy, did Reiners get popped.
Richard Carter, a senior from Passaic, New Jersey. I'd like to credit also our technical director, Keith Hobelman, and our audio supervisor, Steve Palachek, for their efforts today. Point after is good. From Bromert. 49 seconds still to play, 17-7.
You have to appreciate the effort by Randy Reiners, really. I mean, he's in the game trying to make something happen. It's been tough for him. Look at the shot right there. Hits the turf hard. You know he wanted to start this afternoon. And now look at the effort of Richard Carter. Again, nice throw, good hit. Now here's the effort. Outruns a defender on the outside, uses some nice moves himself, cuts it back in. And this is a play he's going to remember for a long time as well.
Sun Bowl game touchdown for Richard Carter. 87 yards in 5 plays. 26-yard touchdown pass. Reiners to Carter.
Now look at that. That's the best I can do. I'm hurt, but I'm giving you something.
Well, he could see that. He could see that coming, you know, from a distance. I mean, that guy was right in his sights, and so it's big credit to him to stand in there and deliver the ball.
That's a true pocket passer. I mean, you know you're going to get waxed.
Nelson Hayden Fry avoids the shutout here. 49 seconds to make a couple of miracles happen. Ray McLaughlin will kick it off. And, of course, we're looking for an onside kick, and Sun Devils with a hands team on there, and a good effort to catch that ball. They were all over that one there. And it was Pat Tillman, the linebacker, number 42. Made sure there were no fumbles. Well, tonight, Kansas State and Syracuse, 7 o'clock Eastern Time here on CBS, the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. That's live from Tempe, Arizona. Look forward to bringing you that one this evening here on CBS Sports. Lots of holiday football action still ahead.
That should be some game. You've got 2 fine running quarterbacks. You talk about a shootout and a lot of excitement. You're going to get it in that one.
48 seconds left. Sun Devils ball. They're just going to count this thing down. Take home the victory. Back to Tempe, Arizona. They'll be in time to see the Fiesta Bowl tonight.
There's the bath. There's an ice bath.
Whoa. A little chilly down there.
It's a little chilly. May want a shot of tequila or something after that.
Satisfying year for Bruce Snyder and his team. 8-3 in the regular season. They finished 9-3. Iowa Hawkeyes take a timeout with 39 seconds to go.
Do you think you're getting the best shave? Take the Sensor XL Challenge. We bet you can't find a closer, safer shave than Sensor XL. No other razor has Sensor XL soft microfins for extra protection and self-adjusting blades for extra closeness. Take the Sensor XL Challenge. Once you experience the safest way to the closest shave, we bet you won't go back. Gillette Sensor XL.
Well, there's a happy coach, Bruce Snyder, behind his trap. There he is right now, and he's a little wet, and you can see him shivering afterwards. Said, boys, you could have picked a little sunnier time of day for me here to throw that water on me. 27 seconds and counting down. Hayden Fry battling to the end, taking the timeout. It'll be a 7-5 season for the Hawkeyes. And they're just going to let this one go down. And the happy Sun Devils come out of the field. And congratulations all around for both teams in a show of sportsmanship at the Northwest Sun Bowl. Pac-10 and the Big Ten meeting here today. Arizona State Sun Devils prevailing by a score of 17-7. They were the dominant team. And with Steve Campbell getting his first start ever, doing the job at quarterback, terrific defensive work, a great rushing game, just too much for Iowa. Let's go down to Scott Lasky.
Coach, one word, defense. How did you stop Tim Dwight and Tavian Banks?
Well, our kicking unit did a great job on Tim Dwight. I mean, he's the best in the nation. And we just laid out a challenge to our punt team and said, hey, can you do it or not? And they went, no question about it, and they did that. I'm really proud of them. Our defense, I really feel badly, and they do too, about the 7 points at the end. But for 59 minutes, that was as good a defense you'll find in the nation playing today. And Jeremy Stott is almost unblockable.
You said publicly, Hayden Fry, one of your idols. How does it feel to beat Hayden Fry?
Well, you know a Hayden Fry team will be properly prepared. They tackle, they block, they take care of the ball, and to beat them, you're going to have to beat them. They won't beat themselves. So I feel great about it. I feel great for my seniors and my team. It's been a great experience here in El Paso.
Congratulations, Coach. Back to you.
All right, Scott Lasky. And so for David Logan and Scott Lasky, this is Tim Ryan saying so long from Sun Bowl Stadium, where the Arizona State Sun Devils have defeated the Iowa Hawkeyes 17-7. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports. We'll be returning to Jim Nantz in Miami for the College Football Today post-game show after this.